Hello, everyone, and welcome to another session of Roll for Damage, where a group of us geeky friends decided to get together and showcase our storytelling through Dungeons and Dragons for all of the interwebs. Sorry that we were off for a week. As many of you know, if you were watching our previous session, during then I was helping my family with my grandmother, and her condition deteriorated fairly quickly. She passed last Saturday morning, almost exactly when our stream would have ended. So that was why we didn't have one, and we kind of canceled the week because I was spending time with her. But now that things have settled, I'm able to jump back into the DM seat and continue with the wacky adventures. So we should be good for our regularly scheduled sessions for this foreseeable future. Knock on wood, nothing else happens. So that's pretty much our only announcement for today. I think we should just jump right in and get started with tonight's session of Roll for Damage. All right, so let me get a bit of music played, and we can jump right into things. All right, so last we left off, the Shields of Twilight had found a way into the Stronghold, the complex where Kelvor, the person that they were looking into as per Lex's favor, had a storage unit for some of his wares, as he was some kind of antiques or artifact dealer. And managing to get inside, they ended up running into some strange aberrant creatures that they did not understand and ended up battling. And after taking a few licks, Quinn going down and being infected somehow, the group had rushed him to the Temple of Asmodeus to stave off the brewing infection or whatever was happening to him, so that they could take a moment to breathe and figure out what to do. Realizing it was very late in the evening, they tried to go and gather other help from the Temple of Melora, but were told that they would have to come back in the morning, and that they should try to see if they, given that they were already at a temple getting help. The group rested for the evening, and upon getting back to the temple, Quinn had already been healed by Asmodeus himself and the high priest, who had a stake in the group fighting their staged battle that they had asked for against another group. And after being played a sort of ill-timed practical joke upon, the group were happy to see that Quinn was healed. But due to the nature of the deal made by Oriana and Baltaim, they were going to have to throw their match. Trying to cancel the match, given all of the recent goings-on that happened to the group, they headed to the stadium or the arena, only to realize that this was a much larger sort of setup than they had thought. They thought that they were just going to be, sort of group v grouping another set of people. Instead, an entire day and sort of event had been planned around their main battle. And being told this, they decided that they were going to go through with it. At the same time, Oriana and Baltaim had to figure out how they would get out of their deals without harming the group together. And after a few conversations, were given some tips as to how they could potentially not break, but supersede the pacts that they had made. Figuring out how to do so, Oriana mended fences slightly with Peregrine, and was able to explain why her behavior had been so strange as of late, and gave Baltaim some hints, who also did what he needed to do in order to request aid. And both of them being given a new deal, were able to fight in the battle without hindrance. The group faced off against people of similar stature, and unfortunately were just bested by strategy and combat. But in the sort of aftermath of everything that was occurring, learned that there was a positive energy healing sickness that was affecting the area, as Peregrine and Campion have now strange growths upon their skin all over after being healed. And they have been feeling this every time sort of healing or positive energies are being used. And as the group was heading off from the arena to rest and recover and figure out their next move, that is where we pick up. So, Shields of Twilight. You are leaving the furnace after being tended to and looked at. They made sure that, I believe, you were all healed up slightly, and okay to head off for the day. It is probably around evening time, I believe I said, as your battle was taking place just at the early end of the evening, around like 4:30, 5 o'clock. So what would you like to do at this point?
Yeah, these girls are really freaking me out.
Yeah. So I would like to know where, in relation to like the Temple of Melora or someplace else that we can get help without having to get a lawyer, would be located.
He'll help by getting a lawyer.
I'm just saying, if y'all would have had a lawyer, the deals would have been like maybe fair, maybe less. You
don't know other temples in this area, I believe. You're in
that one. It is
the Obsidian District, so you can ask around if you'd like.
Okay. Yeah, I will ask the closest person that looks like they live here or are a guard of some sort and would be willing to give directions.
Okay. Yeah,
Like
easy
where
enough.
Temples
Cool.
might be.
Yeah, you find a guard, and they tell you, looking for a temple. Well, you've got the Soul's Gambit. That's the temple to Asmodeus, and then you've got the Forge Hall, which is Moradin's.
Do you know if anyone there does any kind of healing and such, or is it just sort of worship of the craft and all?
I mean, you did just come from the arena, so those were priests from the various temples, so they do healing.
I mean, maybe we need to find like an actual like dedicated healer, someone who does medicine. Also, I'd like to get something to wrap my hands up in because this is gross and I don't like it.
Yeah, it's like all over your, like it's on your hands, but it's, you guys are seeing it like on the neck, on the face, everywhere.
Didn't when it first started showing up on Peregrine, didn't the priests indicate that they recognized what it was or something? Or am I missing?
Yeah, you guys had asked, and the priest said, "We apologize. There's something strange going on. There's a chance that these appear." They said so far they've been harmless, and most people who have received them over a period of time, but they never gave you like a specified like a day, a week, a month. It's just it shows up and then eventually goes away, but they don't understand it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but the implication being that they're not entirely sure how to stop it or anything like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or even what it is.
Yeah.
Right. But also someone who might have been dealing with this stuff for other people might know. At first I thought maybe it had to do with what happened last night, but the more I think about it, the more I remember when we were at the library the first time, I heard people talking about like the healing being strong and then strange rashes. And I logged it in the back of my mind. Like, we need to look into that, helping people.
Right. It seems to have moved up our schedule a bit now.
But now I'm starting to think that maybe this might be like high up on our priority list. As well as looking into Kelvor's house.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's going to be tomorrow. I don't want to take the chance of all of us getting it in whatever state this is by trying to heal up and go take a crack at it tonight.
Agreed. Although
we did have a pretty big day despite everything. Maybe we should at least celebrate what we did.
I mean, I'm here for that too.
Mm-hmm.
Although really I don't look much like, folks keep staring as we walk by and I notice it. I put my hood up.
Campion is currently poking at his growths.
Campion, stop!
Yeah, I give Perry my
You see him kind of pull out a dagger, and he's just trying to cut a piece of it off.
I take the dagger away from Campion.
I
would like to take the dagger away from him, please.
That makes it worse,
things
right?
for this.
I mean, are you trying to cut some of your flesh?
Yeah, I know this is gonna hurt. I know I'm gonna take damage from this.
I don't.
Okay.
I do not want him to do that.
You.
I would like to stop him, please.
Okay. You're trying to grab? Make an athletics versus. Actually, make a I will say make a dexterity check versus Campion.
Oh, then there's no point. Okay. Cool.
I don't know. You might roll well. Come on.
I mean, I'm a -1, so let's find out.
Hey,
I'm only a +1, so let us see.
Still roll a natural 20.
All right, let's see.
Exactly.
Go for it. Meh. That's a 12.
Yeah, it's not terrible.
Okay, regular dex.
It's pretty good.
Let's see.
That's not bad for a Quinn roll.
For me, it's not bad.
So you attempt to grab, and Campion pulls away, and at the same time, Campion, you cut the piece of the growth on your face. You take
I just want to point out
3 points of slashing damage as you're doing this, you're pulling away and you cut a little deeper than you had hoped. But a piece of it does come off. It is malformed flesh, and you're bleeding now from the side of your face as it is like squirting out of your face.
I take the cloak that I was about to rip up for Perry. I rip some of it off for Campion and say,
Okay.
Here you go.
Campion, why?
So
And I
now
hand
you
it to
have
Perry.
like cloth wrapped around your like face and
Okay,
cheek, and look like a leper.
Got you.
Awesome.
Yeah, Campion.
Great.
Campy's just looking at the growth, and then he just like knows like, well, clearly I need to test if there's any underlying effects to the growth.
Not by
know.
cutting off parts of yourself, you fucking twit.
I don't know. Clearly is the word to use.
No,
but
I agree, thank you. Clearly, that was clear to no one but you.
Action is really the only thing we could do with it.
I mean,
He does have a sample at that point.
that's
He is a sample at that point. We can take him someplace, and he is literally a sample of the thing that's wrong.
Well,
would
what
like
he's saying is he can look at it himself.
Yeah.
Okay, but Campion, I'm gonna just ask you this: Are you, or have you ever been, a dedicated healer or doctor?
I mean, I know a bit about the anatomy.
Okay, I just like pat him on the head. Can we please find, I would just like to find, even if someone can't do anything for me, we need a common denominator other than this city. Because I highly doubt that literally everybody afflicted by this has come into contact with what we came into contact with. That's all I'm saying.
It is unlikely.
well,
Are you heading to the Forge Hall then?
I mean, if we're lucky, we might run into some of the same people that we saw because they're the
Wait,
closest.
Yeah,
did we find
let's
those
just-
creatures like in an alleyway? Wait, where
What?
did we find those
It
creatures?
was a storage unit.
Yeah, the
Warehouse.
storage unit.
And they seem to be looking for whatever this guy had.
Yes.
Which is why Perry thinks that it's not the common denominator, because I really don't think that everybody is coming into contact with mind flayers.
Or something is taking a piece of like diluted mind flare bullshit and is like putting it in like the water source or some shit.
Well, I mean, that's oh dear. Oh
Great,
no.
now I'm not going to drink
Anyway.
any more water ever.
Anyway, maybe I will, create water. Anyway, let's go find someone who is professional healer. Not like, what I do when we're fighting, or what Melody does when we're fighting, or what Quinn used to do when we were fighting, but like somebody whose whole thing is healing folk.
In a physician.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're heading over to Morden's temple, or are you going to a different one?
That one right now because it's the closest thing, and maybe
Okay.
you know,
So
they
you're
can-
directed to the Forge Hall. And it's not too far from the furnace, actually.
Yeah.
Maybe like 5 minutes away.
Great.
And you see this large stone building with these many burning fire pits, and it's built into the side. You see like the front face, but almost like where the doors are, which are also stone. The doors like open into a side of the mountain. Like pretty much the only part of the temple that is facing is like the front, which has been like carved into the side of the mountain.
Okay.
And then the fire pits outside that like signify sort of the courtyard area. As you step up, the doors open for you easily enough. You're able to push inside. It is dimly lit with like various fires in like bowls hanging from either sconces or from above on the ceiling. And as you step in, you see it's fairly quiet. You do see a couple of people like in prayer. You see a statue you see like various weaponry on like the walls, and you see like this statue of just a massive hammer in the center. And then you see various people dressed in sort of what you would assume like clergy or acolyte-esque drab garb. And you do see a couple of people that seem to be more decorated signifying that they are priests or priestesses of the temple. You see a human gentleman, and you see a brown-skinned woman. Her skin kind of looks almost stonish itself, with this like smoky hair in these like grays and browns coming off of her head. And they seem to be conversing with one another at the moment.
Okay.
But I assume you head up to them.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Just wait for them to.
The woman
acknowledge.
sees you coming in your group and, oh, hello. Can I help you?
Maybe we're looking for some information on like what's been happening. I guess like people with weird things growing when they're being treated and healed.
I roll back one sleeve.
Oh, right. So, I see you've been afflicted with this issue. We don't really know exactly what is happening. All we know is healing seems to be improved.
Right.
We've had those that have come for it and recovered more miraculously than we'd ever thought. But sometimes these strange legions grow on skin.
But how long has this been happening? Do you have any idea? Or how long have you seen it at least?
The first reported case, I believe, was a few weeks ago, I believe. Maybe 3 or 4 weeks ago, perhaps. And we also know that herbs that we use, plants, they have more potent properties than usual. But again, also cause these strange side effects of these growths in certain circumstances.
So,
Out of curiosity, do you get any of those from the east side of
that
town?
is where most of these plants are taken from, yes. We pull them from that area of the desert because this is where they grow.
Yeah, that was the same part, supposedly, that was all like weird overgrowth.
Yes, it has been difficult to traverse as of late. We only send our most skilled, or we pay groups who are willing to travel out that far to get us what we need. Although we have stock for a while, most temples do, but yes, it has become a problem.
okay.
So we may need to visit the east and see what's going on.
As far as we know, though, those afflicted, so far there have been no cases of it getting worse or harming anyone, and there are periods where it will clear up. But it seems to be different for different people. Some are still afflicted, others have managed to see the legions disappear in a few evenings. It just really seems to depend. We haven't been able to correlate anything.
Has anyone tried to... Well, has anyone seen the lesions grow on the entire body?
They appear when the first healing is applied.
implemented, yeah.
But and they grow seemingly everywhere, from what we have seen. But once they have initially grown, we do not see them get bigger or cover more area. They seem
Right.
to
Even after they're healed more.
even after. Yes, it seems to be just the initial
Okay, that's
the
good
initial
to know.
energy.
I mean, no one has been adversely affected as of yet, you said. I mean,
It is just unsightly, which is
Wait.
obviously a problem for people, but like I said, we've been keeping a close eye on at least the initial cases to make sure that we were not harming our own people. And since
Right.
we have not seen any further negative effects, we are still obviously keeping an eye on it and trying to ascertain the issue. But it is very difficult to figure this out. We do not know where the source of this is coming from. We do not know what is amplifying the positive energies of healing.
Does it seem like it's... Do any of the victims have anything in common, or is it just sort of like citywide at this point?
Citywide, I don't
Okay.
think. I mean, it's happened at every temple. There is
Right.
not one specific one that is targeted. That's anyone who heals.
Right.
We've even had groups who have come in having taken a potion of healing on their way through and have experienced the same thing.
So it seems localized to the city.
Right now, yes, it seems like
Okay.
there's something
All
in
right.
proximity or something in the plants. But the weird thing is it's not just plants, it is magics as well. So I would say that it's a contamination of our fauna, but again, my magic and most of the priests and priestesses and even alchemists and things like that in the city, we don't necessarily all use plants
Right.
our healings. So it's something more, but not quite sure exactly what it is. And we've been trying to gather as much information. But like I said, so far it seems pretty harmless and is, if anything, helping more than harming at this point. As we are able,
This is
we've been able
true.
to save people from very serious illnesses or wounds, more so than we ever would have been able to.
Right. Okay.
I wonder if we were probably experiencing those effects during the fight. That probably means that Quinn would have been seriously, perhaps even beyond
Uh-huh.
magic we normally know.
Yeah.
Right, that's going to haunt my dreams for a while. Fantastic.
Yeah.
Is there anything else I can help you with?
I mean, unless they have other questions, I think you've answered all of mine.
Of course.
I thank you for your
Of
time.
course. I am sorry that there is not better news, but like I said, it should go with time. It may take longer or shorter depending on how it affects your body.
Right. I do have
understand.
one more question.
Mhm.
Should one be afflicted with such lesions or growths or whatnot, is it a good idea to go poking at them or cutting samples off of them? Just hypothetically, how stupid would one have to be to do that thing? And would it possibly
if you
make
wish
things
to
worse?
scar your own body, it's your body, I suppose.
All right.
Okay.
Asked and answered.
All right.
But don't know if you're going to learn much about it.
Understandable.
I guess Quinn learned how to cast shade.
Wow.
Quinn doesn't know how to cast shade.
Is
Okay.
the word that anyone is studying these lesions?
We are all looking into this affliction. We have many people researching it and trying to figure things out, but we have not been able to figure out what exactly the source is. It seemed like one day healing was as it always is, and the next it has been amplified in some way. There is some source that is making the positive energies of healing and plants more potent.
Okay.
We just have not been able to locate what this source is.
I think maybe we need to find out when that overgrowth started as well, and see if that correlates.
Yeah, do you happen to know if that happened? That maybe happened around about the same time within the last 3 or 4 weeks that the
I am
overgrowth
not
started kicking up?
as known about the eastern side of the city. I know the plants out there, but the guards of the city would probably know more about that area, as that is part of their patrols.
When we can ask someone that
Good to
then.
know. Thank you.
Welcome.
I think that's all, honestly. We
One
know
other
more
thing-
now than we knew, when this started. So,
Yeah. One other thing, just total shot in the dark. You wouldn't happen to know where the first report came from of this happening, would you?
I can remember. I believe it was at an arena battle. I believe they were healing after the fight. I don't know exactly which priest or priestess or healer or cleric performed the spell, but yes, it was there.
okay.
All right, that's good to
All
know.
right. Thank you.
Possibly something to look into there as well.
Of course. Best of luck to you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
She nods and turns back to the human male that she was talking to. Get back to
Yeah.
Okay. I think we should go talk to the city guard because I think Cynric is on to something with this overgrowth.
No,
To be
it might.
perfectly honest.
It could be connected if we find out if things started around about the same time within 3 or 4 weeks. Then maybe it'd be something anyway.
Did Kelvor also disappear about 3 or 4 weeks, or was that we missed? Was that?
Wait,
Early
no,
or
that
later?
sounds.
Has
Let
he
me
been-
check my notes.
according to notes I took, it's only been about a week or two since he's been seen in
Week
the
or 2?
storage.
Okay. I knew it was like 2 or something, and I couldn't
Yeah,
know.
yeah,
if
yeah.
It was about a week or so.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
okay.
probably
So
not related.
Yeah, not
Yeah,
necessarily line up. Right. Okay.
yeah.
Okay,
Also, if it
good
was
to
any
know.
longer, I'm pretty sure Lex would have contracted us. She would have contracted another group of idiots that she knows. Like, hey, look for this.
Okay, so I mean, I don't want to get into anything, given how beat up we are, but I do think that we need to go talk to maybe a guard or something and see if they know when the overgrowth was first reported,
Yeah,
especially
Also-
since there's no common denominator among the victims.
right. Also, one other thing, possibly. Maybe we should report the things we ran into. I'm imagining they're not normally seen around the city, and they were incredibly dangerous.
Report them to who?
Anyone who
guards?
fucking listen, them
The guards,
specifically,
maybe?
Yeah, sure.
I would probably advise against not doing that. We already warned the alarm when we left, so if we kind of said that we saw those things, it would kind of admit to us breaking into a place that we weren't supposed to be in.
Oh,
Yes,
fair
they'll want
point.
to know where we saw them.
Yeah,
Oh, fair
but
point.
they already would be aware of the them being there though.
I mean,
Since we, you know,
We left the
we left it open.
Baltame and I left kind of a couple of real shredded corpses.
True.
It was pretty bad. I've never seen you so mad, Baltame. I really haven't.
I don't think I've ever seen you mad.
It would have been magnificent had we not thought you were dead.
Had I not,
Also terrifying. But I
Had
was
I not
also
been-
kind of in a blood rage. So
had I not been on the ground insensate, I would have liked to see that. It'd be interesting.
that's a word for it. But I think Baltame's right. We should probably not be.
Yeah, fair point. We don't want to incriminate ourselves for when we're just trying to do something helpful.
True enough. However, maybe giving Lex a heads up
That might be worthwhile.
Yeah.
that we have at least not located him, but found something pretty untoward.
Disturbing.
Right, just him just on vacation or missing. It's a little bit different.
hmm
I mean, she might get mad because we're not giving her like a lot of information, but to be honest, I would rather her know that we have accomplished something in at least having more than we had before.
Right.
Well, also, I mean, she's a smart woman, but I don't know if she could, foresee that there's that priest called it mind flayers were involved in this somehow.
Mind flayers or illithids, I think.
So
Well, if we're going to be doing it with sending, then illithid is probably the preferred term because one word instead of two. We've got to be concise with that.
I assume mind flayer's one word. I mean, I say it like it's one word.
Well, I don't know if it's one or two, but it
Mind
is
flayer.
two separate words.
Mind flayer.
smart player.
But no,
it tracks.
fair point. If mind flayers is two words, then we definitely want to call them like illithids or whatever they are.
Yeah. Look at it. You still got some juice left, so you can let Lex know what's up.
I do. Let me double check. I don't think I used all my.
We didn't get a chance to use much.
Yeah.
We didn't use very many things.
I have a spell slot, so I feel like you
I
have a
didn't-
spell slot.
I have all of my spell
Well,
slots.
I couldn't remember if I had burned through all my thirds as well as my firsts.
okay, gotcha, gotcha.
That's fair.
Yeah.
I mean, I have all of mine because I used literally one.
Yeah, yes, I am capable of sending messages still.
You mind giving her a call, letting her know what's going on?
Sure.
Just make sure we tell her we're not looking for help. We just want
Just
to give her information.
An update
Yeah.
on
Take the
Yeah.
copper
her
pin.
man.
Yeah, it's an update, not a request, or call or throw it in the towel.
Hello,
Precisely.
Lex. We've encountered some illithids while investigating your friend's disappearance. We're still looking into things. Just wanted to keep you in the know.
It was exactly 25 words. That's fine.
Yeah, well done.
Um,
I wasn't even.
You're concise to the
Takes a-
point.
takes a moment. Illithid. The fuck would he be doing with them? All right. Let me know if you need anything.
The good news is she seems equally baffled as we are.
Right.
Is that good news?
Good news for us and our confidences, I suppose.
I think you're right.
No, you're not
I mean-
wrong.
If she didn't say she wanted to kill us or called us stupid, we're, on
That's a
better
good day.
graces.
Yeah, no,
Actually,
that's a good day.
Perhaps even better news then. She said, if we need help, let her know.
Oh,
So
this
she's
is-
actually feeling good enough to,
It's really
to offer
serious
her
then.
assistance.
Yeah, well, that or I'm with Baltaim. Either that she's feeling good enough to offer us assistance, or you name dropped the tentacle-faced things, and she's thinking, "Oh shit, what exactly did I send these dumbasses into?"
Maybe a bit of both. I think we take it as a small
I
victory.
mean, stuff can be two things.
Well,
I say we
she
take it as a victory.
didn't tell us to stop looking into it, so clearly she believes we can still handle it.
Mm-hmm.
She definitely has
team.
confidence in us.
Go team. Honestly, if we'd had better luck and had been faster, I think we would have done better in the fight.
Possibly.
We had a sound plan.
We did, and then they all got to go practically at the same exact time and just sort of stomp all over us real good.
They were so fast.
They were.
Also, that man that man had a very, very big axe. He beat me up a lot with it.
I didn't get to see a thing of that. I was mostly on fire.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the
there was a lot
fire
of fire.
really, yeah.
I did manage to
I
confuse
remember
him for a minute.
flames.
I did manage to confuse him a minute. I think it would have been an actually effective use of the spell, you know, had it not been a last-ditch effort to keep myself alive.
Hmm.
But, I mean, we made a plan, we stuck with it. I think we did come a little bit closer as a group.
Yeah.
I agree.
Also, while making the plan, we didn't basically try to kill each other arguing over said plan, so we all were on the same page as well. That's honestly, I'm not even being shit about it. That's fucking progress.
I am proud of us.
Yeah.
I really am.
Well, is there anything on the docket that we can do that won't put us in immediate danger?
I mean, how dangerous is it to walk in up to a guard and ask him how long it's been since the overgrowth was a thing, and then get back to the inn? How our lives have gone could be not dangerous at all. Could be quite dangerous. I say we fucking roll the dice on it.
I mean, we could also talk to the Temple of Melora, because what we saw was not natural, and what is happening is not natural.
That's true. It might not be a bad idea, especially because this, brand of mine started flaring up when I saw those damn things.
Okay, you said that brand was your something to do with like an oath that you took.
Yep.
That oath was to do what exactly? Like, I'm just wondering if it's something specific that we need to be concerned about.
Well, actually, most likely yes, considering one of the first things on the list of what I swore to was to protect the world from outside threats and forces that would attempt to do harm. So,
It was probably following that column.
I'd say so.
I believe they were some form of aberration against nature, so...
Yeah, no, I'd say that's a very valid and exact...
Well, I still have the head. I could do an examination of it.
Okay, maybe not in our nice hotel rooms.
You kept a head... No, of course you did.
Put a whole...
Cedric gave me that.
He put a whole head in his bag of holding. We wouldn't let him put it in our bag of holding.
I'm assuming that the mind flare, the parasite, needs to at least breathe. So since there's no air in the bag, I'm 70% sure it's dead.
I only took it in case we needed help identifying what it was.
That's not a bad idea. I'm just surprised at myself that I was slightly surprised that Campion took a head for later study, because of course he took a head for later study. I mean,
it's Campion.
It is, yeah.
I mean, well, it's a parasite species. It's very fascinating.
I don't know.
I mean, I
don't know if I would, use that word for a parasitic species.
As someone who almost got turned into one, I wouldn't use the word fascinating.
Right.
But...
I mean, you could still find something fascinating.
Well, understanding a parasite that's, takes over the host, it's a very complex species. And I feel like further study could, lead to some very fascinating answers.
Right. There's interest, and then there's also the person that wants to get near the thing that could turn you into that thing.
All I'm saying is be
I'm 70% sure it's dead.
All right.
Oh,
Well,
70%.
30% is a large number.
30% berries isn't small.
Smart.
Tell you what, whenever you decide it's time to hold that thing out of your bag to start doing experiments on it, make sure you let the rest of us know, and a few of us can be standing by ready to squish the holy bejesus out of anything what tries to crawl out.
I mean, you could hit it with a hammer. It'll be all right.
I could.
Was-
I would plan to do that, yes.
I mean, yeah, I would like the help. You know.
Okay.
Don't think I'd be much help, but we can see.
I'm mostly asking for like Oriana's. She takes very good notes.
She does do pretty good writings. I mean, if you need me to sketch anything, though, I'm...
Oh yes, Perry, you could sketch things. I forgot you could do that.
I suppose I'll just stand by on smash it if it starts to move duty.
So we did get attacked once by a brain in a jar.
Wait.
Oh, that's true, we did.
Oh,
Maybe this
gosh.
could be something like
I
that.
hated that thing.
Didn't we
anyone
talk to
have-
Lex about that, and she said that it was something, or am I misremembering?
I don't know.
That's so long ago.
Actually, Quinn, I do have a question. Do you have a spare helmet?
Do I what now?
You have a spare helmet. I don't want this crawling in my eyes or ears.
Fresh out of helmets. I don't believe I've ever owned one.
Did you not like helmet hair? Is that why you don't wear one?
No, I just didn't get one. Bit warm where I come from.
Oh.
So the armor's honestly bad enough without trying to microwave my head.
I'm gonna tell you this now. I mean, with all the hits you've taken, Quinn, you might have permanent brain damage.
Okay, that's enough.
So the guard.
Don't know if I should be
Walking and talking.
offended
Can we
or-
maybe find a guard? And then maybe, I think, honestly, maybe we talk to somebody at the Temple of Melora about the overgrowth at least. Those are things we can do without getting ourselves into a lot
Okay,
of
so
trouble.
where are you heading?
Towards the Temple of Melora, and when we see a guard on the way, be like, "Pardon me, sir."
Okay, easy enough. So the Temple of Melora is going to take a couple of hours to get to from the Obsidian District.
It's fine.
Right.
It's kind of sort of on the
Although
way
I
back to
think
the
you
inn. Anyhow.
did you guys. I think you got some of you bought a pass. So if you wanted to.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
have passes.
I think
run.
all of us except Quinn.
Quinn.
Yeah.
Quinn was not
So
really conscious at the
so
time.
Quinn, I believe it's like 5 gold. So if you buy one, you can all shunt over to the Aquine District.
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay,
That's
so just
smart
take
idea.
out the 5 gold for that, and then as you get there, easy enough to find guards. They're like all over the place.
Right.
So you stop this elvish woman who's kind of like walking along, just keeping an eye on the streets, and she says to you, "Can I help you?" What do you need?
Well, we're looking into the mysterious illness that seems to be affecting folks that get healed, and also that maybe
Right.
that overgrowth.
Oh,
We're
the
just-
overgrowth in the east. Yes,
Yes, we were wondering how long has that overgrowth been a problem?
a few weeks, I believe.
About 3, 4, longer, shorter.
A little shorter than 3 or 4 weeks. Started happening around then. Since it just seems like the plants are growing faster than ever before. Obviously, the jungle grows quite quickly, and we have to trim it back from the city to keep paths available for travelers and for some of the areas outside of the city, like the lake and some of the flower groves and things like that. So we often have to clean things up. But the east has just been, I mean, it's pretty much, we try to cut it back and it grows pretty much right away. So it's almost impossible for us to keep it at bay. That's taking all of our efforts just to do so and make sure that it doesn't come inside the city.
Right.
But yes, that's maybe been happening the last 2 weeks, I would say. It got so bad in the last 2 weeks that we've had to be constantly keeping permanent efforts to keep it cut back.
So it's been bad for about 2 weeks, but
I would say it started probably earlier than that, but we didn't really, again, not so noticeable that it was encroaching upon our territory, so to speak.
Right. That makes sense.
But yes, I don't really know how to explain it. I'm not really usually over in that on the eastern side. That's usually the guards in the Zephyr district. But from just talk and general information, it's less. It just seems like the plants are healthier than ever and just growing extremely, extremely fast. More verdant, more, I think of growing a flower, and rather than it taking weeks for it to sprout, it sprouts in a matter of minutes.
I don't know if you said you haven't, you don't frequent there. Any reports of like damaged or wilted plants or anything like that before even cutting it?
Just constantly growing. Or at least if there is damage, we haven't been able to see it because we can't get far, or no one's wanted to go far enough in. We've just been, again, most of our efforts have been in keeping it cut back so that the paths are clear where we need to walk. I don't believe anyone's gone in further, although I know that there's been talk of potentially heading in to see what's going on in that area, as it is spreading. But so far, it has stayed in the east.
Okay.
Okay. All right.
Interesting.
Is there anything else I can do to help you, or can I continue my rounds?
I think we're
I
going
think that's it.
Yeah.
Thank you for your time.
Have a good day.
Yeah, thanks so much.
You too.
So that's interesting. It's been a problem for 2 weeks, but
Could have been sooner. They just haven't noticed it.
Well, from what they're saying,
it's been on their doorstep for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
That's what I interpreted.
Yeah, from what they've been saying, it's been there for 2 weeks, but it would have had to have started much
before
sooner
then.
In order to build up to that level. So,
right.
The Sinner can actually maybe onto something here.
Yeah.
I mean, if you think about it, the plants themselves are healthier.
Right. If that effect is going out beyond where the plants are growing and bleeding into the city. But with that, the plants don't seem, like you were saying, to visibly be getting affected anyway. Sort of like the people are getting healed could be just different between plants and animals, though.
Well, yeah. I mean, that's what I was going to say. Maybe the flora is improving and the fauna is not.
Maybe some sort of growth thing for plants that got contaminated.
Well, I mean,
maybe the water or something that now it works a bit for animals, but it's not meant for animals, so there's an adverse effect.
I mean, I would say there was something in the water, but if you think about it, Campion was healed by a cleric.
By the magic.
Mm-hmm.
And I was healed by that nice monk lady that beat the shit out of us.
Yeah, she fucking got me good too.
But she was real nice in the end.
Well, that's nice to know.
You guys have also noticed it in your magic as well.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So it's affecting magic, which is why I think that it can't just be something in the water.
Could be some effect that's beneficial in its entirety to plants, but not so much for people and animals and such.
I mean, this is why I kind of wanted to talk to someone at the Temple of Melora. Because, I mean, I'm pretty well versed in the ways of nature magic. with some shortcomings. But nothing I have ever heard of has made plants grow and people do this.
Right.
And at this point, you're pretty much outside the temple, that same
Okay.
temple that you saw the previous evening.
Cool.
The doors are open at this point.
I remember, I can't remember if it was when we were at the library, but didn't they say something about how the city is like sitting on magic or something like that?
Yeah.
It's sitting on ley lines.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not a smart person in magic. I just recently learned how to use it, but is it possible maybe the ley lines are a little crooked or something?
Or maybe
I
it's
mean, I
a magical sickness.
I don't think that the ley lines can be crooked.
Okay.
They are what they are. Or at least that's my assumption, given what's been explained. But something could be affecting the ley lines, considering we're sort of centralized.
And I'm saying, well, I mean, that would make sense, right? All the magic in the whole city could be affected by just one ley line, or the ley line itself doing stuff.
I mean, it's not something to rule out.
No, I mean, because if you think about it, if the magic is affecting the plants, the medicinal plants, and the medicinal plants are affecting the people.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's a question for someone who knows more about the area and the flora and fauna around here.
Right.
I think.
So here we are.
I might be having a, Dobby moment here, but
Are you going to try and buy dynamite for no reason?
what
Or
if
acid?
the plants are a symptom? I mean, along Baltaim's idea, everyone here seems to use that teleportation stuff on a regular basis. What if something like that is the cause of this infection?
I don't know, man. The teleportation thing's been going for quite a while, I would imagine, for it to suddenly build up to this point.
And if someone
Yes.
tampered with it, or maybe repairs were made, or
Hmm.
I don't know. I don't know enough about the arcane to understand that sort of thing.
Yeah, neither do I. Alright. Well,
I
I
mean,
think
that seems a little. They said even people passing through,
and
was
you
simply-
could,
taking a healing potion.
I mean, we were
But being
passing
affected.
through and we teleported through, and now all of us are under this effect.
Right, but I don't think that he meant necessarily passing through. She said travelers who were basically passing through the city and drank a healing potion. It's almost like you set foot in the city
Not to
or
mention,
the surrounding area.
right.
I don't think everybody uses these in this city. Uses these,
Yeah,
and it seems like it's pretty widespread throughout the entire city. If it was just the more affluent individuals of the city who are teleporting on a fairly consistent basis, that seems.
Right.
Also, the fact that it just kind of seems to go away randomly, depending on individual people.
Mm-hmm.
They said,
See,
That
that's
doesn't
something that
seem-
intrigues me.
yeah, if it was something you get from teleporting, then I would think that it's being compounded every time you do so, or being renewed at least, which
right.
would imply that people would be constantly getting a dose of it.
Right. The other thing is, if this were an actual illness, Quinn can literally touch me and cure this, and he can't. He tried that.
Right.
I definitely don't think this is something biological in nature. I think this is much more
Well, I definitely think it's magic.
sophisticated.
I definitely think it's some sort of magic.
I would agree with that.
Your just making sure yours does poison and disease, right?
Yeah, poisons and diseases.
Hold on.
Because I'm pretty
'Cause,
sure yours is poison and disease.
Yeah, I am looking because this is a newish thing. disease or neutralizing poison. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So I just want to make sure that I gave you the right information. Yeah.
Yeah.
That would help.
Yep.
Now, there is one thing that we have not considered,
And that is?
but I just don't know how it would be this widespread. A curse.
Well, that's not impossible. Anyone know how to
It's
remove one of those?
It's a real odd choice.
Hmm.
I mean, it's a real odd and out there suggestion. Don't get me wrong. But
Right.
I mean,
a citywide curse? I mean, it would have to be like a curse upon the land,
well,
which seems
we have
pretty extensive.
items in our possessions that are cursed. I mean,
True.
if an item can be cursed, why not a location? I mean, we saw desecrated
Yeah,
land
I mean,
to a
we've been
point where
place, yeah.
Yeah.
True
That's-
enough.
But a curse that helps more than it hurts seems strange also.
Well,
That is the other thing. But here's the thing, we don't know whether long term this might hurt.
True, but I mean it in the sense of I assume maybe the curse was originally for the plants, maybe
who knows? Or it
You
could be
mean maybe-
something
to
where-
grow it.
Maybe like something to make the plants overtake the city.
Potentially that could be a negative. That could have been the thought behind it.
I don't know. At this point, I feel like we're just spitballing a million ideas and we
I
don't
think
really
so.
have any answers.
Peregrine,
Yes.
is there any sort of nature-based magic that could affect people this way?
You know, I don't know. I mean, nothing that I can do that. But you know, I'm not the best at what I do. I mean, would I have known of any kind of druidic magic that could do this sort of thing?
This doesn't sound like anything you've ever experienced before.
Right. That's what I was thinking.
I mean, the only thing that you would know of is maybe some kind of like enchanted object that would, for a brief period, make a spell more powerful or something like that.
Right. I mean, because
But to have an entire area affected,
right.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
that.
never mind. The spell I was thinking of was a higher level. Never mind.
But yeah, you've not encountered any kind of spell that would do something like this.
I mean, I have a spell
Or
that would let
magic.
me like literally grow plants. Like,
Right, but that would just grow the plants, not affect everything else that's being affected. Right.
right. I mean, I could literally I could stand in the middle of the field for 8 hours and literally enrich the land so much that for a whole year, everything within a half-mile radius would be enriched to the point that your fields would yield twice what you would normally have. In fact, it's one of those things that my people were quite famous for doing when we were nomadic. This is not that. I mean, the idea of literally, I mean, I can stand in a 100-foot radius, just grow so much that everything is overgrown and you can't hardly walk through it.
Mm-hmm.
But I did
But nothing like this.
nothing like this.
I think that's the important takeaway here is whatever it is something that we've seen or can replicate. I think we need to see what other information we can gather here. Because, like you'd mentioned, we are just literally spitballing theory upon theory upon theory. And
I'm
without
not
more
saying anybody's
information,
ideas are bad ideas.
I'm
at
not
all.
either. What I'm saying is, if we get more information, we can start whittling them down to see what actually would fit and what wouldn't.
Exactly. So why don't we go in here and talk to someone about maybe they know of something that's been affecting the plants within town as well,
Mm-hmm.
and then go from there. I would like to have some dinner and such,
Yeah.
and get some sleep on account
Yeah.
of I'm not letting anybody do any more healing spells on me.
Not a bad idea. See if anyone's been reporting any sort of wild house plants, like a murderous ficus.
All right, so you're heading into the temple. You get inside. Again, you see a various number of people in prayer or ritual. You do see that priestess that you saw the other evening, elven woman, and as she spots you, she turns and heads over to you. She says, your friend is all right?
Yes.
That's probably me. I got better.
Right.
Yes.
Well, that's good news. But you're here again, just to worship or for another?
I mean, I would like to pay my respects,
Well,
but
you're welcome
also,
to do so, of course.
We're looking into the overgrowth in the east, and also the issue where healing magic tends to be
Yes.
twice as strong, and
Know about the healing magic. I've heard about the growth. I've not specifically ventured over that way to see it, as it's quite a distance from the temple. But yes, healing seems to be increased within the city, the surrounding area. We don't know why. All of us have been racking our brains and trying to work with arcane practitioners, other temples, but can't seem to figure out the cause.
right. We were because we were down in the Obsidian District, and we spoke to some people at the Forge Hall. They were saying even
Right.
medicinal plants
Yes.
and potions were causing this sort of problem.
Yes, anything of magical nature or plants that have been used in the area for the purposes of healing are increased.
Right.
Their potency.
Do most temples get their medicinal plants from that area in the east?
Well, most temples don't generally use plants. We have magic, divine magic.
Right. I understand.
But alchemists and potion makers and those in the city do. That is
Right.
the best place to harvest the materials needed to make various healing or salves for ailments and things like that.
Right.
So any herbalists or things do generally get their stock. There are other areas that some types of plants that can be found, but that used to be the best source.
Right.
But again, I'm not an alchemist or a potion maker, although I can do it. It's just not something I'm typically my talents are typically requested for. But yes, it seems to be anything of a healing nature, of a anything that helps life progress, seems to be improved. Although the offset is this strange affliction. She kind of points to you.
Yeah.
This seems to be the negative consequence for the improved potency of our power.
Yeah, we were actually...
Thankfully, it does not go beyond this yet. We're trying to find ways to combat this before anything more serious happens, as we do take this seriously. It's not just like, oh, well, this just happens, but it's not harming anyone. We are still looking into it, and we do think that there is more going on than just we get, increased abilities for a small price. We just don't know exactly what or where this is coming from. We do have people all over trying to look into it and trying to find the location, the source of this, but we haven't yet had a chance. Our next avenue is looking to the east. It's just been so overgrown, and many of our forces have been simply tasked with just keeping it cut back. The guard is overworked right now, just trying to keep things at bay in that area. So we haven't been able to send a team further in just yet to handle any kind of research into exactly what's going on there.
Right, so that makes sense. And that's kind of the thing we were looking at, is because the overgrowth seems to have popped up within the same window of time.
It's possible that there's a correlation, we're just not sure, which is why we want to get some plants from there, or at least see the area, but it's just been a little difficult. Quite a bit
Understandable. We've been informed that area, like the plants are very hardy and verdant and healthier than usual.
Yes, growing very quickly. Like I said, so quickly that it's taking many of our efforts, and we've had to lend guard from the various other districts to help keep the round-the-clock culling of the plants so that it doesn't start to grow into the city itself.
Right. Have you noticed any unnaturally healthy or overgrown plant life around the city? Or does it seem to be sort of centralized in that eastern area?
So far, it's over there. We haven't noticed any strange overgrowing plants within our parks or anything like that here. But we do have word that it is starting to spread out from the east. It's likely growing. So there is something happening over there. Whether that is in conjunction with this magical phenomenon, I'm not sure. But we believe that at least if we can get a sample of something over there and look into it, maybe we'll be able to figure out if the source is there or if the two are completely separate and there's something else going on over there.
Okay. We had plans to possibly go and look into it. If we do go that way, would you like us to bring you back a sample if possible?
I'd appreciate it very much.
Okay.
All of the temples we'd share the sample together and try to figure this out together. So.
Okay. We'll try to bring
very
something
careful.
back.
It's quite overgrown, and it could potentially be dangerous, as most of the regular pathways that are normally traversed to get to the plants are likely very difficult to find at this point. So just be aware of that.
Understandable.
But it would be much appreciated.
Thank you for your time.
And if you do, I'm sure we can find a way to compensate you for your time and effort of going that way. The city would very much appreciate the help.
Oh, of course.
We would be happy to help.
Yes. most definitely we would. It does give us more of a direction to go now, since others have thought this might be connected, and that's one place that nobody has looked. So
It's somewhere we want to. Like I said, we're just
oh no, of course.
being
Understandable.
kept at bay.
Right.
By whatever's happening.
So I guess we rest up for tonight and then make that way in the morning.
Well, I
Agreed.
mean, we still have to. We still have
Yeah, that
another
one
thing we
last
have
piece
to
of
address. That we,
Yeah.
we didn't get to take care of today because we're all beat to holy hell and we don't want to get healed.
Okay. So, if y'all don't mind, I'd like to pay my respects real quick before we head back to the hotel.
I actually wouldn't mind joining you on that.
Is there anything else I can do for you then?
I did have one other question. I'm going to point out the thing on my neck. Would you happen to recognize this?
No, not really.
Do you know anyone who might? I have some questions and don't know if there's anyone who might be
Not
fit to
my
answer.
area of expertise. I'm not really sure what that brand is.
Mark of employment, so to say.
Then I'd speak to your employers.
I think I'll do that, and I'm going to go find the nearest place I can go pray to
Okay.
Melora.
Yeah, I will go find a quiet spot and just pay my respects.
Okay. Easily done. You both find a sort of a quiet area. There's a lot of greenery around in the temple. There are benches, but benches of sort of curled wood and vine. So you each find your own sort of place to begin your paying your respects. Are the rest of you just waiting for them, or are you guys heading back? What are you guys doing?
Yeah, I'll wait for him
Wait.
outside.
Okay.
Yeah, may as well.
All right. So you guys step outside. Anything specific either of you are doing?
Only thing I might do is just sort of while I'm just in general paying respects, just sort of try to basically focus on the symbol how I used to when I was trying to get some sort of communication going, and just sort of think that I think I see exactly the kind of stuff I am supposed to dispose of.
Dispose of.
Are there others like me that can help give me some sort of guidance as to what these things are? Something like that.
Okay. So you put out sort of your request.
Mhm.
And
Help wanted.
as you
Kind
as
of.
you're kind
hang
of
a sign around
sitting
Quinn's neck.
there and contemplating, all you feel is a warm breeze sort of pass over you,
Mhm.
giving you a sense of you're doing the right thing,
Good enough.
but you don't get a conversation.
Okay, that's fine. That's kind of basically what I was expecting. Whenever the warm breeze does, you're like, well, by the way, tell your brother I said hi.
New prayer Buddhist.
I just quietly say a prayer of thanks to Melora for her guidance, and promise to do something about that which is affecting the natural world and that which does not belong here. And then I will get up and
Okay, as you give your sort of prayer and sort of speak of what you're trying to do, you do get a brief vision that flashes in your mind.
Uh-huh.
At first, it looks like a forest. And you at first you're kind of like, it looks like a growing green forest, and you're thinking, why am I being shown this? But your perceptiveness, you pay attention a little closer, And you notice that the ground doesn't look like normal soil and dirt and grass. It looks like brownish gray taut pulled skin. And you see within the trees these pulsating growths.
Okay. Shit. Okay, so
And you hear in your mind the cry of the natural world.
Okay.
As if the plants and ground and nature around is crying out in pain.
Okay. So I will get up and without realizing it, wipe what are surely tears from my eyes, and join the others. We have to do something. We have to. Something
Alright.
is very wrong. I don't often get visions, but something out there is very wrong, and I can hear nature crying.
All right.
That is unnatural. That is.
Wow. I'm gonna look at Cindric. Well, Cindric, you're a fucking genius.
I mean, sometimes it happens.
What did you see something? You hear something? You just heard the crying.
Okay,
Um,
let me hold on. I'm actually writing this down. So, just a second.
While she is writing something, I would like to add something on Laura's behalf because she's probably too busy thinking to do this herself. Blech.
No.
Words, you know?
gross.
Yeah.
No. Perry is not squeamish.
No, but Laura is.
Yeah,
I was adding on
a
behalf of
little
you as a
bit.
person.
At that description.
I know my
but
wife.
Speaking of, so I thought it was a forest, but it wasn't a forest. The ground looked like skin.
Ugh.
That's not
Like gray, taut skin. And within the growth, there were these like pulsing growths. And I could hear the earth crying out for help.
Well, looks like we know what our next task is to be once we figure out this thing for Lex. Or has this now become much more important?
Me.
On the one hand, we have a man missing and
Yeah.
Illithid looking after him, and those things are deadly, so get out. On the other hand, we have the earth itself crying for help.
Okay,
I would-
They both seem to be fairly pressing. I just don't want to...
if we walk and talk, I have thought.
Please, let's.
So, much like our little escapade into the warehouse, I don't think that we want to go barging into this man's house in broad daylight.
Mm-hmm.
So, we could. Now, it could be dangerous and it could take us more than a day. And I'm well aware of this fact. But we could go in the morning to the east and see what we can see.
Right, just see what information we can gather by going and taking a quick look over.
Yeah, I mean, Quinn, you and I both know that if we get a vision, it's pretty pressing.
It usually is, yeah. And I just don't want to... I don't want to leave whatever's going on with this man untouched for too long. We already... But with the arena and everything today and what was going on with me, we didn't have time to touch on it at all.
Yeah, he's been gone for a week or two.
Yeah.
I understand.
Maybe going to his house right away isn't the best idea. I mean, understand someone broke into this guy's storage unit. It might be a place where people are looking before us. Whether it be those creatures we fought or even just the guard trying to understand what people are taking of his.
Yeah, at least one of those creatures got away.
Yeah. That's not good.
So, and if they had his address, there's no way they haven't been there or they weren't going there. But
It's true.
Senric makes a good point. If they look there, they're going to look into where he lives.
Right.
I don't want people suspecting that it was us that caused this man to go missing.
I mean, that's a point, but there's also, again, if he is trapped, we might be we're taking a day already, right? Since we already had this fight. Then that'll be another day or how long it takes us to figure out this growth in the woods. I mean,
you're not wrong. I mean,
might be have something terrible happen to him in the process. Even if something terrible might have already happened. True.
Yeah, that's kind of my point. If we leave either thing for too long, then it's only looking to get worse. We might want to go ahead and just address what we can with the missing gentleman, because that's a day at worst.
Right. Also, I think, I mean, no offense to the Earth, but I think it's been 3 or 4 weeks. I think another day, I don't see, maybe 2. I don't see us taking too long to figure out if this man's dead or not.
No,
Could,
I figure,
potentially.
Right. But I figure if we go and look into what's going on with that man tomorrow,
Mm-hmm.
and then at that point, either we solve it or we have something else to work on. At that point, we can revisit whether or not we need to go straight into heading into the woods and figuring out what's going on with the growth. I mean, we need to tackle both these things as quickly as possible. I would love to try and get through one of them right now, but...
Well, it's almost dinner time. That's fine.
Well, that, and also, most of us we all got the holy fuck beat out of us. And I know whatever's going on with this healing seems to be harmless for the most part.
Yeah.
I don't want to chance it by getting ourselves healed up and then trying to go face first into whatever the hell is in that person's house.
Oh, no. Don't misunderstand. I don't mean to go tonight.
I know. I'm just saying, I would love to be able to if it was possible. Unfortunately, it's not. So we're looking at another day, no matter what we do.
Right.
So I figure tomorrow we can check out what we can with his house, and then if we figure everything out, solve the problem then we know exactly what we're doing the next day. If we don't, we will revisit tomorrow night. I hope that's good enough.
I mean, fair enough.
I mean, sure. I just don't know how much we're going to get done trying to investigate this man's house in the broad daylight as 6 strangers.
Oh, maybe not investigating in broad daylight. We can still at least go over to the edge where the overgrowth is happening, and without actually going in and investigating it, see if there's anything else we can figure out being closer by. Or, I don't know, maybe if it looks safe, you could, do that thing where you fly over, get a bird's eye view, literally as a bird.
I can also cast Speak with Plants, which was part of my
you could
plan.
literally talk to the things too, yeah.
My plan was to try to speak to the plants.
We can do that. They'll get us more information. That's a bloody good idea.
So at this point, you guys have managed to travel from the Aquine district back to the Searing district and are pretty close to your inn.
Okay.
Okay.
You head inside?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Peregrine, you're the first to notice. But as you step inside, you see at the bar Lex.
Oh.
And she turns and notices you right away
Uh-huh.
and waves a hand.
Yeah, I will go straight to Lex.
After a second, you see Perry beelining it for the bar, and the rest of you also notice.
Yeah,
I'm
I'll follow right
gonna
away.
beeline it to the bar, but not for Lex.
Seric's like, yeah, boy.
I mean, we had the shit kicked out of
Yeah.
us. I mean,
Yeah.
we're all like next to
Yeah.
dead.
Yeah, if
I'm
you're
going
ordering
to-
drinks, then
Yeah.
go ahead.
And also, Cineric had a brilliant theory that ended up panning out. Cineric
Yeah.
deserves a damn treat. Treat yourself, sir.
Yeah. Figured we should meet in person.
Yeah.
Okay. Illithid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also,
Good that you're still all alive.
Yeah, I didn't.
Well-
I almost didn't quite make it from that.
I mean,
but that's
it was
a longer
touch and
story.
go.
Also, they were using some sort of strange magic that I don't think any of us have ever seen before.
You mean like with their minds? Like
No,
they mind
well,
with
wipe-
their
that yes,
blood.
but no more.
Like to
Wait,
cut
wait,
their
what?
hands.
With
The
their
magic
blood.
involving blood.
Oh yeah, there was like blood that was exploding on us, and it was kind of gross.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like one of them like sliced into their hand and then hit us with like a ball of
magic?
negative energy.
Yeah.
Illithid don't use blood magic. Hemomancy is very few people who know how to use hemomancy.
Well, the ones we met, a couple of them did.
Okay, that's more serious then. Okay. What the fuck did Kelvor get himself into?
We don't quite know that yet. We got the man's address,
I
Um,
know his address.
and we never thought to ask.
Well, so do the Illithid.
Yeah, we got it from them.
I mean, that worries me. Less worries me. The more worries me is that they know blood magic. I came because I figured probably. I mean, we should probably do this one together.
Okay.
Colton's a little busy right now anyways. He's got his own stuff to deal with. But if you're planning on looking into his place,
Hmm.
I mean, we hope that there's no one there, but in case there are,
Right.
I don't really want to send you into that. That's a bit much.
I mean, we'll absolutely take the help.
Might as
He,
well.
You all look like crap.
Yeah, we were.
Yeah.
And you,
Okay.
and she points at the two of you, you
Yeah.
look like extra crap.
yeah. There is some sort of weird illness. Well, not illness.
Healing base.
Oh yeah, I've heard about that.
Yep.
Got you, huh?
Got me.
That
Got
sucks.
champion. Yeah,
Oh,
not
well,
pleasant.
I
It
mean,
doesn't hurt, and
Yeah,
got
it's-
plans
you
to
know.
look into it.
you're just a bit uglier than normal, but
Yeah.
it'll pass, I'm sure.
As far as Kelvor goes, I don't know if you knew this, but he had some sort of ancient tome that he was super proud of that he had just found.
I mean, he deals in a lot of weird artifacts and things that he comes across. Half of them I don't
Right.
even know how he gets them, but
Right. Well, this is something that was the last thing people remember hearing about him.
okay.
Is
Well,
he had just come across something of that nature, and then within the last couple of weeks, that's the last thing he was ever seen.
Yeah.
the chances of him opening the door if we knock on it are probably slim to none.
Mhm.
The chances
Yeah,
of him
I'll
still
consider.
being alive, given there are illithid, are probably slim to none.
Right.
The chances of him already not being another illithid are probably slim to none. So,
The priest did say, yeah, you eventually become one of them. So what if
Yeah,
one of
they're
those
bad
things
news.
in the warehouse was actually
Oh
him?
yeah.
well, that's potential.
Would we have like any recognition, or would it?
No,
Well,
wouldn't know.
hold on. I mean, you might know this actually. If something was once one thing and then becomes one of those things, do they stay around about the same height as they were before? Does their body
Not
shift and grow
necessarily.
anything?
I mean, you see what they look like, right?
Yeah, I just didn't know
I
if
mean,
it, like,
they pretty much. I mean, if you've ever heard of like werewolves, you know
Mhm.
how when they transform, their like whole body shifts and breaks, and I mean, when you become one of those things, it's a pretty gruesome experience.
Right.
So, I am probably going to head over there tonight. Because if there are these things in the city, that needs to be handled now, especially if they've got fucking blood magic.
Yeah,
That's
we
why
took out 3 of them, but the 4th one got away
Yeah.
after they almost killed Quinn.
And one of the ones that got away was one of these
Yeah.
hemomancers.
Yep.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, he stayed pretty far out of the fight.
Well, they can. I mean, they.
The same way that,
They're very.
Melody does when she's trying to keep on concentrating on spells and such.
And the way Campion does when he's sniping things from far, far away.
You can see from quite a distance. Okay. Well. Yeah, we need to look into this.
Yeah, we do.
Okay.
This might be a good fortune on us. We were kind of a little bit in a hard place. We want this, some pressing things. Otherwise, we could, with your help, this would, if we rest up tonight, we could most likely
Well, I'm going
figure
tonight.
this part out.
Whether
Yeah,
you come
we're-
or not, that's your choice.
Well,
we
I
should
mean,
probably at least like short rest. And,
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
we
Have
rest
your
for the
dinner.
night.
I mean,
Yeah.
we're not gonna go yet. Light has to dim,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
I'm gonna be
Right.
doing under the cover of darkness. Are all of you good at sneaking in?
No, not at all.
Not even not even
Any
slightly.
of you good at sneaking
I'm-
in?
better than they are.
I
He's
can also
he's
do
actually
something-
not that bad. I am utter rubbish.
Right.
I can become something small if I need to.
So
Something small and
maybe
sneaky.
not. Maybe not all of us go inside then. Because if
I
you're
need to
shite
stay
at it,
here and study the skin thing.
right? Yeah, you study your ugliness. Go ahead.
I mean,
It can't be no why it's like that though.
I don't think
We need
studying it's going to do you any good. Just to
I
be
mean,
real honest,
I could see if it's reversible or if there's a way to stop it.
it
or slow
fades
down.
over time. That's
Yeah.
what the
you
cleric
you do
said.
you, bud.
But
Whatever
if you,
research you got to do, you do it.
I mean, it's not hurting us. It's just real unattractive. And they said it fades in time.
Right.
There's
The idea
sort
is-
of a city at stake now.
Yeah.
I'm willing to be unattractive in order to, help people.
But, we probably don't need all of you anyway. So if he wants to hang around and
I mean,
Study
let him see what he can find. I
growths.
mean, he might
Yeah.
actually be able to find something that helps.
Hmm.
I, for one, would like to go though.
okay. Well,
Yeah, I just need some time to eat something.
we'll grab
rest
a drink,
up a
grab
bit.
some food. We'll probably leave in a couple of hours.
Okay. Cool.
I wouldn't mind trying to help, but I don't know how much help I'd be. I can't sneak into anything.
Well, you can stand out and be
Yeah,
lookout.
me and you can.
That much I can do.
We
You and I were dead
you'll
useful.
you'll hear if explosions happen or
Right.
my
And if-
guns go off. You'll
I know that is quite true.
I
Not
mean,
the
you
most
and I were
receptive,
also
but-
dead useful at keeping the guards at bay
Hmm.
when we were trying to get in to get that pad. So, a lookout's never a bad thing.
Hmm.
Yeah, and if I'm out there with you, if things start to, the party happens without us, we could just be in
That's
there.
true.
Besides, Baltine can see real far in the dark,
Hmm.
like real far.
That's good. I mean, we'll be inside a house, so I don't think it'll be necessary to see that far. Given it's a house. The room's probably pretty small, but
Fair enough.
good to know. Okay. Well, you guys have your dinner. Wash yourselves up.
Mm-hmm.
And back here in a couple of hours.
Cool. I'm gonna roll some hit dice.
Yeah.
while we short rest.
Yep.
You do not get doubled. You do not get doubled
Right. Hit dice.
healing on short rest.
That's fine.
That's
Do
fair.
I still get double hit dice?
You get the
that's your item,
extra
right?
or whatever it is. Is it
You get the
doubled from
parry
the
act.
parry
Yeah,
act?
it's doubled.
Yeah, so you get the double.
Nice.
Ooh, 7.
Oh, really? Well, it's still 12.
12.
Okay.
It's not
7
12.
again.
Is it the roll or is it the total?
The parry app says you get the double amount of healing
Okay.
for
Oh, I thought it was
your
just
hit
the hit
dice.
dice.
I
Yeah.
thought it was the hit dice.
But I'll double check again.
Hang on,
D&D Beyond.
Yeah, just look it up. I can't remember.
It's 2.
Because we always ask this every time we short
I
rest.
know.
We do. Dang, how many 7s am I gonna roll? I'll take that.
Okay. Well, I can't sign into my D&D
It says
Beyond.
double the number of hit points it restores. So yeah, so it's the
So 12.
whole number. Yeah.
That's,
8.
yeah, that's
all
pretty
right,
good.
all right.
So yeah, so you get
Gonna
you
roll
got
half
12 on
my
that
hits.
first.
So that's
Okay. That's 2.
really 2 ones in a row.
Oh, buddy.
Oh, that sucks on that D12. All right. Okay, that puts me at 47. That's reasonable enough. I don't want to overdo it because I want hit die.
3 ones in a row.
Wow.
Oh my god.
Guys.
Yeah, you
All
need
right.
that. You need that period, actually.
Uh-huh.
Oh,
No,
wow.
stop it. Too many ones.
No, get him out now. Get him out now. Get him out now.
Really? That's a 2.
All right. If I
Hey, you're
roll-
improving. You're improving.
Hey, you're
Uh,
doubling your healing, buddy.
yeah.
I spent almost all my hit dice, and I'm not even close. Well, I'm about 15 points off of full.
Okay.
I'm actually good now.
I mean,
I needed
I'm
a
only-
max, but
I rolled another 2.
be right back. I'm gonna be mailing Tick some sage. He's going to sage all over his Roll20.
You just shove the sage in the in the case of your computer.
So y'all
That'll
having
fix it.
y'all having like dinner and drinks?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll say for the group of you, probably like 2 gold.
Word.
Okay. I can
Nice.
cover it.
Cindric doesn't spend his money except to feed us, which I appreciate.
And is there anything specific anyone is doing beforehand?
I am going to put my fancy clothes like in a bag and like put in Quinn's room so Campion doesn't get like head gunk all over the room.
did we? I know we got some items, and we didn't have time to attune to them. Correct? I believe. Did we ever?
We attuned to
figure
the
out-
ones that we wanted to.
I think
Okay,
you did.
I know.
Yeah,
we-
because I've got new armor.
Yeah,
Okay,
you
okay.
guys
Affect my
checked them
armor
out.
class.
I
like,
couldn't
the
remember
night-
if we
I
attuned to
believe
them.
you
I
did
know we
that
talked
the
about
previous
it.
evening or something like that.
Yeah.
at the
Okay.
time.
Yeah.
From what I remember, I was able to pay more attention to what was going on in the groups that had nothing
Right.
going on personally for a while. Is you guys got Quinn to the place, went back, got stuff looked at, and attuned to whatever you're going to attune to is just
Okay.
like management while you decompress from everything.
Yes.
And I think you're good to go on all that.
Okay.
Yes.
We attuned to the new stuff that we wanted to
Yes.
for the combat.
Yes.
We had about we had like
That's what we did.
a while before.
Yeah,
so-
but then there was also some stuff that was picked up.
No, that was
during.
the stuff that we picked
no,
up.
that was all the stuff.
We attuned to the stuff that we picked up in the Illithid fight.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about.
Yeah, we attuned to that before the pit fight.
Pit fight.
Yeah,
Yep.
I believe
Because
so.
we didn't. We
Oh,
didn't
that's
have
right. Yeah,
time.
you
We
did.
had
That
to
was when you
go
did.
back.
Yeah,
You
I
had
was
hours.
just
You had hours
Right,
that you
right,
were
right.
waiting.
Yeah.
Okay.
So anything else, or are you just having your dinner and getting ready to go?
Yep.
Yeah.
I think that's about all.
Who's
Yeah,
all
ready to-
going?
I'll be scribbling in my little pocketbooks on the Peregrine song.
Oh yeah, I want to sketch. If I have time while I'm eating, I'm gonna try to sketch one of the Illithid in my sketchbook.
Sure. Take some time. Go ahead and make a performance check.
Okay.
See how well you do.
17.
Nice.
Pretty-
So not a stick figure with lines
Pretty,
coming off.
pretty decent job of capturing the essence of what one of these creatures looks like.
Nice.
Okay.
Cool.
So at the end of the couple of hours, who's going? Campion, you
I
said
am.
you're heading off to your room to do some study.
Yep.
Okay.
I'll
Is
go.
anyone else staying
I'm-
back?
I'll go along for lookout crew.
I think everyone else is gone.
Okay.
Same.
Yeah, I think everybody else is going.
All right. So you notice that like after you've all like kind of got yourselves ready and everything like that, you notice Lex is just been sitting at the bar.
Mhm.
And when you guys are finally ready, you walk over to her. She's just like, right, all ready?
Yes,
Whenever
ma'am.
you are.
Whatever.
Then let's go. And she'll stand up and start heading out of the bar. And you see her turn towards the Zephyr District. Seems like she's just walking that way.
Okay.
So you all begin to follow as night has fallen on the town. And you begin to make your way towards that district. You assume towards the address that you have been, that you had found.
We hope.
Campion, while
Yes.
you're in your room, what exactly are you doing?
I would like to see, what is the compound, like if there's any type of effect where this is, slowly, they say that this is, not dangerous, but I want to see if this is like deadly in any other sense of the word.
Okay, how
the
are you?
skin.
How are you doing so?
I would like to try to see if I can deconstruct this alchemically.
Okay. So you're going to attempt to deconstruct the skin that you cut off of your face alchemically.
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
I mean, when you say it, it sounds crazy.
I mean, it didn't sound any less crazy when she
Go
said
ahead and do you have an alchemist kit?
I do, and then I also have the ability where
Yeah, you can take like an hour, a short rest, and like turn one of your kits and then get the proficiency with it or whatever. Right?
well, yeah, I have tool expertise. Which
Yeah.
is this right
Yeah,
here.
we'll take that, which is that.
Yeah.
Yeah, your W proficiency and any ability
Yeah.
check that you make.
Okay.
Using your,
So go ahead and make an alchemist kit check using intelligence
Okay, cool.
as you start to work with this piece of skin that you've cut off your face.
Cool. Intelligence. And bingo. That is 29.
All right.
Wow.
So- Over the course of a couple of hours,
Yes.
you begin to try different things to break down whatever this is.
Mm.
The interesting thing,
Mm-hmm.
it's skin.
Okay.
What you do notice is it's as if your skin
Is regrowing.
is growing at a massively increased rate.
To where it's not.
As
the
if your
cells
cells themselves are warring against your own body. Think of cancer,
Yeah. okay.
how a tumor
Uh,
grows.
Yeah.
Wow.
It does
Wow.
not seem to be malignant in the sense of infecting any other areas of your body, is what you
Okay.
can tell is where these growths happen. It's like a centralized area of just growth after growth after growth after growth of skin, and it's kind of like mutated the flesh into
Yeah.
like an unsightly like visage. And you
Yeah.
actually notice like the skin, like when you touch it and feel it, it's quite rigid and tough. And you realize that this is likely because it's so many, like think of like when you grow a callus.
Yeah, it's compacted.
So many
cells
layers of
dead-
skin
Yeah.
growing and growing and growing that have just amassed And you notice that on certain of these growths, it's more rigid than others, as if some have grown further than others have.
Okay.
But what you do get from your breakdown is it's just skin.
Yeah.
It breaks down with any chemicals that would normally break down. Like you put it in acids, it breaks away, and just the skin just like dies. So you don't notice anything malignant about it.
Super fast.
But you get the sense that if this were to if this weird sort of cancer were to go out of control, it could potentially have negative effects. What those effects are, you don't know. Like you're not really sure what it could eventually inhibit or prevent, or if it could eventually like grow into your heart or lungs or something like that. You're not really sure. You don't know. But you do know if this were to grow internally, it would potentially cause massive problems, likely death. Just because if you had like weird growths on your heart or something like that, it could potentially like block your valves and things like that. But so far it seems like it's all surface level, and you don't get the sense from your testing with that higher roll that it's negatively impacting anything at this point.
So far, but it can if it gets access to
again, you don't know enough about this.
Yeah.
So you don't really know, like, right now it just seems like it seems like your skin is trying to knit itself together so much in certain areas. Like you get the sense of if this was applied to a wound, you'd heal a wound without a scar, because it would knit so fast that there would be no like soft tissue that would still have to heal. But you're getting the sense of if this is applied to already regular skin, you get these growths. So that's kind of the sense that you're getting right now. Is it's more the positives are it's healing the skin that's wounded and then applying more healing to areas that aren't wounded and just causing this unsightliness, which is what you're kind of getting right now.
Okay.
Obviously you could extrapolate to all get out and be like, yeah, this could potentially, but you could do that with any virus in the world that we know about. You could do that with the flu, right? Like, so you could take that, and as Campion, maybe he would, but I just from what you're gathering from this, it does not seem like it's something right now that you feel you have to be on top of or worried about. It's just kind of weird.
Yeah.
And I guess it does beg the question of like, why?
Okay.
Like, why is this the case?
Yeah, what's caused?
Why is it like the positive is not just causing the cells in the wound to stitch up scarless, but then also causing other areas of your body to retaliate against itself and then cause these growths?
Yeah.
So that's what you're getting. But that takes you a few hours of testing and figuring things out. All right. The rest of you.
Mm-hmm.
You make your way to the home of Kelvor.
Mm-hmm.
And as you get there, you get to the front and see the streets are lit, and you do see a few guards and a few people out, as it's not like super late at night, but it's fairly quiet and you're in a more residential area. You do see as you get to his home, it's a nice home, large enough, fairly large actually, for someone, but you know that he seems to have been an affluent merchant and been trading in quite rare items and things, so it would make sense that he would have a nice abode. But you do notice that all of the curtains are drawn. As you kind of like look about it, it looks dark. It's hard to see inside anything. You don't know what what may be inside, if he is home, if there's something else in there, not really easy to see. You see Lex kind of like turn to the rest of you, and she goes, okay. I can probably get in the door. That's not a problem. But the rest of you are going to have to figure out how you get in without being seen. Because I'm pretty sure I can do it. And a couple of you are going to, I assume, stay outside. Because she points to actually both Quinn and Baltaim. And she's like,
Yeah.
You guys
Yeah.
are like the epitome.
Clanky is all
not
hell.
Stealthy, yeah.
Yeah.
You're wearing like the heaviest of heavy armor. I mean, all you'd have to be wearing is a little bit of plate, and the two of you would be slightly more bulked up. So, how about you guys stay out? If we need you, you'll hear screams.
Yeah, we'll hear bang or something.
Yeah, and Baltaim gonna get us in there with a literal blink of an eye.
Right. Okay. So the two of you. Sorry, Sinric, you said you're pretty good. You're
Not my first B&E.
right.
Rodeo.
You were working with Dobby before, so that makes sense. The two of you.
I mean, I can be light on my feet, and I also can be very, very small.
From the looks of it, I mean, we can always sneak around back. Try to go in that way where there's an area that's not exactly walked or
Patrolled.
traveled.
Right.
Maybe if Lex goes in the front, maybe Senric, you in the back.
The only problem with that is if I go in the back, it will be at the expense of the door.
I mean, if Lex can go to the front and get through the house and open a back door from the
There
inside.
is a back door.
That's true.
Assuming, yes.
Yeah, that's assuming that there
Hang
is
on,
a back
give me
door.
a second, and you watch as she kind of like quickly starts to slink around. Fucking natural 20. So.
While
She
does
disappears from this game
We're like-
and reappears
We
somewhere
were
else.
talking. We were talking about. We were talking to someone. What was her name?
that, I'd like to ask
I want to
Baltaim
see what her
to
bonus is because I
cast
very
light
high.
on a coin for me.
Yeah, it was a 31.
We
so.
gotta
Yeah.
buy you some goggles at night, buddy. Like that is a priority.
Well, I mean, you're in the street.
tomorrow.
There are street lamps and stuff like that, so you're seeing
Yeah.
that.
But when
But-
you're inside the house, I guess. yeah.
Well, you don't know right now. Yeah, right now you can't see if there's any light on inside
Yeah.
because all the curtains are drawn. But
Oh,
but
Yeah,
yeah,
I don't
so
want to take the chance.
You guys,
so.
you guys watched Lex like just dart quickly into like one of the alleys, and then completely lose sight of her. And
We
after
forget
about
she ever existed.
yeah, but after about 5 minutes, you actually are like still looking around for her and don't see her, and then she just comes up like behind you, and she's like, "Okay,
Whoa.
no back door,
Well,
All right,
so
then.
so going through the front. So just try not to get seen.
Uh-huh.
Do like I do."
Okay.
Easier said than done.
So, are you good to do it with your own 2 feet, or do you need me to carry you in as like a rat or something like that?
would save some time.
I mean, here's the thing. If I use that, it's something I no longer have.
It's true. It just matter how confident are you in being able to sneak up on your own.
Okay, well,
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna just go in quietly, but I'm also gonna ask, did Baltaim cast light on a coin for me?
Oh yeah, I'll do that.
Okay.
Just in case.
And yeah,
Put
I'll
it in
just
his
keep it
pocket.
in my pocket so it doesn't like glow.
Smart.
Mm-hmm.
Oyana, are you going or? I didn't know if you were thinking it too. As well.
are you staying out as a watch?
Not exactly the stealthiest with my abilities, so I think
Maybe you
You
stay
stay out
out
here with the two guys.
All right. I will become a mouse. Before I do, Cynric, please pick me up and put me in your pocket. And I become a mouse.
A phrase I never thought I'd hear out of another person.
I'll put her in the non-light pocket.
So she's not blinded.
In your pants?
Oh
I
my
mean,
god!
what other pocket do I have?
Shirt? Maybe? I don't know.
Lex
I mean-
literally just holds out her hand. She's like, she like points to the like 70 pockets she has on her.
She's made of pockets.
She's like,
I-
probably better I take her.
I have a simple shirt.
Unless
lots
you
of
want to,
pockets
you
and
know,
lots
unless
of
you want a
belts.
rat tickling your dick. But like,
I don't think anyone wants that.
I mean,
Shit!
I mean, maybe you do. Maybe that gets you off. I don't know.
well, I mean, she is a person after all.
Wow.
Ew!
Not all
ew.
that weird.
Anyway, because I can't understand.
And she's like, you know
him,
what?
I go get in. I hop
She's like,
into
nope.
her hand.
Just-
Okay. Lex just like tucks you into one of her like pockets in her jacket. Pats you gently. All right. All right. So it's just us. Just us girls.
We're gonna have some fun.
And one man mountain.
All right. Well, let's go. And she will start to stealth over to the door. Yeah, no problem. And you see her just investigate the door for a second. Wow, I'm rolling really high. What's her investigation? Jesus, yeah. So she tests the door, and you watch as like she's getting ready to get some tools out, and she tests the door, and you see it open, and she like looks back at you and shrugs and kind of like darts inside quickly, leaving the door slightly open for you to head inside. Cynric.
Yeah, I'll follow after.
Okay, go ahead and make a stealth check.
Oh, that's a 9. Good lord, can I get a
Oh.
redo on my dice?
All
What
right.
you need to do is you need to download a picture
Um,
of Satan.
I will assume the
picture of
rest of
fire.
you, like, where are the
yeah,
rest
we
of you
would back
positioned?
off out of
Yeah.
Well,
I'll say.
I'll say Cynric was kind of like in an alleyway, like across the street, so that all you would have
Mhm.
to do is like dart sort of across to get to the. So where would the rest of you be positioned?
And where from the like, just like for like.
So the
Spatial
door is like right
reason.
in this. The house is maybe, I don't know. It's a pretty large house. So maybe
Right.
let's try to see. Like
Well, I was gonna say, is the
100
door
feet,
facing the-
120 feet across or so.
Across?
The door is pretty much like almost right in the center.
Okay.
So, and there are like two sort of like alleyways on the sides of the house.
Okay. I would,
And then there's like a street that comes through here, and there's like houses on the other side. Cynric was like sort of across in an alleyway across from the house, where he would have to kind of do a little diagonal to like rush across the street to get into the door. Where would the rest of you have positioned?
I'll stay in that alleyway.
Okay, so you're in with Cynric, okay? Where Quinn and Oriana, where are you positioning yourselves?
I need to stay close to Baltani because he is my ticket inside if shit goes pear
Okay, so
shaped.
you're staying in the alleyway as well.
Yeah.
Okay. Oriana?
Since they're all together, I'll stay together.
Okay. So the three of you are kind of like in the alleyway, sort of peeking out. Go ahead and make perception checks for me.
Okay. That's 12.
Oh, 18.
22.
Okay.
Dang.
So you're both kind of like watching Cynric go, and you notice that he's not really like. You would think he would like avoid the street lamps and stuff like that and like stick to the shadows, but he kind of just darts like right through them. And like all of you notice this, and then all of you notice a guard on sort of the to your right spot Cynric as he begins going into the house. And just like opening the door and like heading inside, and is like kind of like doing a double take and is beginning to walk over that way.
Here we go
Okay.
again.
Well,
I would like to do the Oriana Classic and try and like intercept the guard and like trip right in front of him.
Okay,
Hey,
so
that move is-
how are you doing this? Because you are currently in an alley across from this house, hiding to not be
Mhm.
seen. So are you just walking out from the alley and then coming to trip in front of the guard? That's why I asked where all you guys were placed.
Yeah,
that's right.
that's a fair question.
Yeah.
How far away is he?
At this point, he came from the right-hand side, so he's from you guys, maybe about 80, 90 feet.
Copper wire.
Mhm.
Message to the guard.
Mhm.
Well, let me ask this first. When I use message, because Oriana would know this, can she, like, I'm not necessarily throw her voice necessarily, but could she make it sound like it's coming from a specific direction? Or is it just
I don't think they know.
monotone
You'd have
in
to
the-
tell where it was coming. Like, it's just in their head.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like,
it kind of
it's
like fills their head. It's not
Yeah.
like they're hearing
Yeah.
something.
So you're not going to be able
It's
to
like
be
straight
like, oh, it's
telepathy,
coming from
not-
behind you or something. It's just going to be a message inside their head.
you can say,
You
"Hey,
just have
I'm
to be
behind
within
you.
a-
Look
you just
over
have
here."
to be within. Yeah, you'd have to tell them, like, hey, I'm over here or whatever.
Yeah, it's telepathy, not ventriloquism.
and he's approaching the house? He's
But you
to
could
our
change.
right?
I will say, like, it is a message, so I would assume that with enough work, you could change how you sound in the message. Just like you could put on an accent in any way, shape, or
Yeah,
form.
I mean, they only know it's me if they're familiar with me.
Yeah, but this guard you
Um,
assume has never met you. I mean, you look
Yeah.
at this guard and they don't seem to be someone you've met
Yeah.
before.
And he's on our right, heading towards the door.
Yeah, so from where you are looking like across at the house, coming from your right, which would be like the southern section, because the house is kind of like on the east. You're standing on the west. This guard is coming from the south.
Is there a major landmark nearby?
Not. I mean, other than the road, not really. It's a residential area, so it's mostly like on either side of the street, like houses of varying degrees. Although in this area, it seems like more affluent, so most of the houses are fairly decently sized, and well taken care of. You remember seeing like a fountain and a few streets over, but that was more of like a courtyard area that
Okay.
led to like a little parkette.
If there was like a fountain, that's good enough. I'm going to message him.
Mhm.
I'm going to say, in my most damsel distressed voice,
Mhm.
"Help! I'm being attacked at the fountain."
Okay.
Hmm.
Go ahead and make a deception.
I can't
That's
remember.
not where I thought you were gonna go, but that's not a bad idea. I like it.
Yeah.
I
no,
can't remember if
thought-
I've used the dolphin, so I'm going to assume I've used the dolphin today. Nat 20. 28.
A dolphin. You don't need no dolphin.
Hey.
You you see him like look around, and then you hear him call down the street. Hey, I got a distress. I saw someone head into this house. Check it out while I check this out.
Damn it.
And he rushes off towards where you assume the fountain is.
Shit.
Oh, he's called somebody else to go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you see on now your left hand side another guard. Fuck. And he begins. It looks like a dwarven gentleman, a little stocky, begins like walking towards the house, kind of like looking.
All right, Oriana Classic. I'll walk to try and intercept the guard.
Okay.
Oh.
Are you again stealthily trying to like make yourself step out of the like so that it looks like you're not coming out of an alley?
I mean, this alley, is it like
think of this.
an alleyway between two streets, or is it like
It's
a place where garbage cans are kept?
It's an alleyway between two houses
Mm-hmm.
that probably is like, again, you're in a residential district, so it's more like the alley between the houses and their backyards. Kind of thing. So it's
Can I,
almost as if someone was like right now in my house,
So not
standing
a
in my on the side of my house. I'd be like, why? It's kind of weird that you're there. So you can come out. Just asking, like, are you just blatantly walking out, or are you trying to be a little stealthy so that it seems like you're coming from a different coming from another direction, not just walking blatantly out of an alleyway as if you've been standing by this house.
Can I?
Yes. What do you want, Baltame?
I want to like kind of like just like almost like be kind of like in an act, like drunkenly like stupor and kind of like trip over myself and kind of like walk in like a weird pattern, kind of like I was near the house.
Okay.
And kind of
So
look around like I'm lost or something like that.
Yeah,
Like I'm
no
drunk.
problem. Okay, so you, as you're like trying to like figure this out, Oriana, you see Baltame start to like stumble, and Baltame, go ahead and make a performance for me.
Gotcha.
Nice.
Wow. That's funny.
You just to sell it, you like bash into like one of the fences around one of the other
Excuse me, sir.
one of the other like houses and make noise. What the fuck? And he's
me,
like,
sir.
"You, what are you doing?"
I'm sorry. I thought I lived around here. Wrong place. Wrong here. You know where the Searing District is at?
You're in the complete wrong place, buddy.
Oh, fuck.
You're drunk as fuck. Oh god. Let me get you out of here. And at this point, Cynric, you're in, and Lex shuts the door behind you. And you watch Baltame as the guard starts like grabs you by the shoulder and starts like leading you down the street. Takes a glance over, sees the door is shut, and he's like, probably thought he saw something. And starts
as
like
the
leading.
guard starts leading Baltame off, I'm just going to come, whenever I know he's not looking in my direction, just sort of pop out onto the street and just sort of like start chasing up after Baltame. Like, my gods, man, there you are.
Oi.
I'm sorry. He's even causing you any trouble. This man
Needs to get to the
swear-
Searing District. He's your
Yeah,
friend.
he's a wandering drunk. I've been trying to shepherd him, but I swear by all the gods, you take your eyes off him for 2 seconds, and all of a sudden he's halfway across town.
Right. Well, can you? I'm assuming you know the way.
Yeah, I'm sober enough to walk. I can make sure he gets back where he's going.
All right.
You clearly have better things to do, sir.
right.
I can see to him.
You have a
All
good morning.
Right.
It's still night. It's quiet time now.
And he waits for you to start walking off, and kind of keeps an eye on you as you kind of like head down the street.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And once you kind of like turn off the street, Oriana, while you're like still in the alleyway, you notice him. He kind of like walks back over to the door, kind of like looks at it, tests the knob for a second. It's locked, and continues on his way. He's like, probably person heading home. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah. And whenever we get down the street a little ways and turn, we're just going to basically make a big circle and come back after it's been about long enough we think he's not going to be there anymore.
Okay. Eventually you do notice the other guard. It's like a few minutes later. He's like, fucking what the fuck? Magic users. I fucking hate this city sometimes.
Fucking kids and their pranks.
And you just watch
Damn kids
the
and their black
rotations
magic.
continue. The rest of you, let's go to where you would be.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. There's a map.
Hey, it's all right.
That's
Maps
never
are
a good sign.
All right. So you find yourselves inside. Harry, I'll take you off for a second because you're in a pocket.
It's dark in this pocket.
Well, your head can poke out of the pocket, so you can. Oh, you can't see. That's right. I'll put you on just so that you can at least see. This is gonna be.
I mean, I just assumed, yeah, it's dark. It's a pocket.
All right, so you can see what you can see.
Yeah.
What you do notice is once you get in there, Cedric, it's actually there are like candle lights situated, like hall lights, various parts of the home. So it seems like someone was in here, or at some point. Right now, it's quiet. Lex kind of turns to you and says, "All right, I've never been inside here, but I don't hear anything."
Oh, I mean, if the candles are lit, I mean, someone had to have been here recently.
Yeah, the door was unlocked though and open, so whoever was here may still be here, or they may be gone. Just screwed off, but
Right. Okay.
You can't say that. You're a
I
mouse.
you squeak.
Squeak.
Squee!
Do you want out of the pocket?
I will.
Because if you break my pocket, I will break you.
I will do a teeny tiny mouse nod.
Okay. She'll
and-
pull you out and like place you on the floor.
And yeah. Doop. I am an elf again.
All right.
So-
Well, do we want to go together or split up? It can't be that big a house, so.
I mean, I think it would be safe to split up. I mean, unless this house is somehow bigger on the inside, I think we'll be okay.
Right. So which way do you want to go?
Take the leftover here.
All right.
I'll head to the right.
I will. I'll guess I'll head to the right with you.
Okay.
All right. So Lex will move up this way.
Yep.
Oh, actually, she'll say, "I'm going in this door here."
Okay.
There's a door up here, and she's like, "Okay, I'll take this room then." So she will bring up stupid, and she will listen to see if she hears anything. Doesn't, and open the door and peek inside.
Okay. Is this a doorway or a hallway?
It's a hallway.
Okay. We'll kind of peek down this hallway
She heads inside.
and see what I see.
All right, I have to hang on. No, it's on. Why is? I don't know why her vision's not reading now. Oh well, whatever. I'll figure it out after. Maybe I didn't. Let me just see something. Vision's on. Yeah, your vision's on. Yeah, I just want to bring you in here. Yeah, that showed it. That's weird. I don't know why her token's not working.
You have her as a light source. Sometimes that's with the lighting. Sometimes that's something.
No, I'm actually looking. Oh, I know why. I do know why I have to do this. I have to do this. Hang on. how I did it? Hang on, sorry, I'm just. This is for the stream. I want to make sure that people
Yeah.
actually
so
see.
that
Yeah,
they
fair.
can see. Yeah.
That's what it is. So there we go. Now I got it. Okay, I just had to give it control to my player token that I have. Okay, so she's in there. Okay, so what are the rest of? Why are you coming into that room?
I wasn't. My token's suddenly over here, and I was.
Put yourself back in your hall.
Okay, there we go. Yeah, I looked up, and my token was over here where Lex went. I was, God, I'm confused.
Okay, so Sinric, we'll do you first. Where are you heading?
I'm
So-
gonna peek around this corner here and just take a look what's down here.
You see two doors on
And-
the hallway. One on your one over here on the left, and one over here on the right.
Okay. I'll slowly walk down the hallway to the door on the left, and I just want to listen to see if I hear anything.
Okay. Let me just see this. You see that the door is slightly open. Both doors are slightly open.
Okay.
And you're listening. Go ahead and make a perception check.
All right. Come on, give me higher than a 3. Hey, that's a 13.
It's higher than
Okay.
3.
Yep,
All right.
I'll take it.
It's so far it sounds pretty quiet. The one thing you hear is the crackling of what sounds like fire and light. Like,
And I hear that coming
torches.
from the left.
From both sides. Well, you hear the fire from the left-hand side, but the flickering of like firelight from both sides.
Okay. Yeah, I'll start to slowly peer into the left room and see what I see before making an approach.
Okay, so before you, so you're doing that. Perry, where are you headed?
I would like to peer down this hall and see what I see.
You see what you see.
Okay. Then I'm gonna
You
take a
do
few
see. Hang on, I just want to make sure. A door on this side here. It's closed.
steps. Okay. I would like to move down the hall to that door.
Mhm.
Okay.
So
So where
yeah, you can
is
right
the
there.
door? And I would like to listen at the door.
All right, go ahead and make a perception check.
Okay. Here goes nothing. 19.
You don't hear anything.
I would like to check to see if that door is locked or if it's just shut.
Pretty easily checked. It is just shut.
Okay.
You like turn the knob a little, and it seems like it will give.
Okay. I would like to carefully try to open that door and peek inside
Okay,
as
go ahead and
quietly as
make
possible.
a stealth check.
Oh boy. That's a 5.
All right.
Shit.
You attempt to quietly open the door and peek inside, but you hear as you begin to. Sorry.
Okay.
So that gray bone wall.
Sorry, I just-
Oh, shit. Okay.
That is what you see inside right
Okay. I will freeze for a moment and listen to see if I hear any reaction to the noise the door made.
now. So far, nothing.
Okay.
And you hear like Lex come out, and she just like whispers over, "Just a dining room, nothing in there."
Then I will peep inside this room.
Okay,
And
so
see
go
if I
ahead
see
and move
anything else.
yourself inside.
Uh-huh.
And that is, let me just, this.
There. Yeah.
That is what you see.
Okay. Okay. So there's nothing.
It looks like you are, so as you like step into this room, looks like there are like tables set out for cooking.
Mhm.
You see like a stove. You see various pots
Kitchen.
and pans on the walls. Yeah, it seems like
Okay.
a fairly large kitchen.
Okay.
Few,
Then I will,
wine racks on this side of the room.
but nothing looks like out of the ordinary or out of place.
No.
Okay, so then I will come back out. Just found the kitchen. Nothing in there.
Okay. Sinric, how you doing? And at this point, you're moving yourself to peek in.
I
So
will
go ahead
I
and
will
put
rejoin
yourself
Lex.
in front of the door. That is what you see right now when you're peering inside.
Okay. I'm gonna slowly kind of push the door open and start to.
Okay, so you're pushing the door open.
Yep, yeah, like I said, just kind of like one of those slow, like.
Okay, so go ahead and just like push yourself inside because you're gonna push the door open. You see this. So at this moment, as you kind of push the door open and swing it wide, you see a study, and you're met with a strange sight. A man with white hair, wearing dark black and red clothing, is crouched over a body. As you peer closer, this clearer view shows that the body is a halfling, matching Kelvor's description, with a look of terror on his face, which seems to be pale as a ghost, eyes unfocused and glazed over. The figure has his hand out, with a swirling red substance hovering above his hand as he stares up to greet you with a cold, calculating gaze. He says, "Hello, love." And that's where we'll take our break.
Shit!
Oh, cool, man. Super cool.
So
Holy fuck.
we will be back here in just a moment. I'm just going to grab a drink, use the restroom, and stretch our legs for a minute. And we will be back to go through what is going to occur with this encounter with this strange gentleman. Please stick with us. We won't be long, and we will be right back. So thanks a bunch.
Out of the jackpot.
All right, so we are back. So you step inside, you see this gentleman, and you hear him greet you. And he stands up with this sort of red globule in his hand before he closes his fist, and it just dissipates.
Well, fuck.
Who might you be?
Well, I see you've found him too.
I did. I assume you're also looking?
I'm just looking to see where he is.
Dead.
That's, I guess, mission accomplished for me. Assuming I can walk out of here.
You just got here?
I mean, that was the intention.
Did you also have business with this man?
My business was just to find him.
Right. Well,
They made no mention, dead or alive.
mine was with
And
him.
I'm trying to, speak at a normal voice, not hush.
Yeah. At this point, like Lex does here and turns to you, Perry, and she's like, I think there's someone in the other room.
Yeah.
And she'll slowly start moving over. Let's see if she stealths. And peeks around as you've opened the door behind you, Cynric, but you don't really notice. And actually, hers is that. Let me just see. Give me 1 second.
I will move to about here so I can sort of see Lex down the hall, but also have like an eye on the door so that if I
Okay.
need to get the others.
Lex thinks she's being stealthy, and as you're speaking to this gentleman, Cynric, she's very high, but he has a very high perception.
Uh-huh.
You're welcome to show yourself there. Please enter. We're just having a conversation. You see Lex Lex turns to you for a second as if she recognizes something, and then steps inside and waits for you, Perry.
Waits for me
To come inside as well.
Okay, yeah, okay. I'll go with her.
Okay. So you head inside as well.
Uh-huh.
And the gentleman looks over at Lex. He says, fancy meeting you here. And she looks at him and she says, I fucking hate you. Why are you here? Apparently the same reason as you. I had business with this gentleman, and the door was unlocked when I got here. So I figured I'd take a peek around, and if this place was already thrown apart. I found him here. I was trying to find cause of death, to be honest.
I mean, that expression he's wearing clearly, was terrified by something.
Yes. You were looking for him. Did he have an item for you? I was meant to get something from him.
I'm just going to point to Lex at this one.
Now it makes sense. Did you teach them?
Shit.
Sorry, are you still saying something?
Yeah, I was going to say, since we're being civil about this, there's, we don't have to stand and be tense with each other. Why don't we sit down and have a conversation?
You're welcome to sit down if you'd like. Please.
Oh,
I'm not tense at all.
The way I see it, we're all on different sides of the room. So yeah, I'm gonna go sit at the table.
Lex stays where she is.
I stay
and
carefully
with Lex. eyes him. Did you teach them? Come now. Why would I do that? Why would I teach anyone? Well, I'm choosy. Then how did they learn? I was meant to procure an item that Kelvor here had managed to get his hands on. A tome. Unfortunately, it seems like it wasn't as secret as I thought. I had nothing to do with anyone learning anything. I'm sorry. We haven't introduced ourselves. My name is Vikar von Amrath. And you are?
I'll kind of give a bow. Sinric.
Sinric.
I don't
And look,
respond.
Wow.
Because context clues tell me that he is also some sort of blood magic person, and it scares me. So just kind of wait for a minute.
I believe you can speak.
I'll look back at Perry. Sometimes situations can be gray and not black and white. If he was out
If I
to
wanted
kill us,
to kill
I'm
you,
sure
you'd be dead.
things would have already happened.
Peregrine.
Pleasure, Peregrine. I'm sorry for the display earlier, Sinric. Those creatures, Illithid, they tend to leave things behind. After I had done a examination of Kelvor here, I found a tadpole within him. I planned to destroy it before he could become one of those unsightly things.
Seems like I actually got the lucky end. Our Illithid left a note with his address.
I see. Well, likely they had been here first, found him, not found what they were looking for, and then found you, I suppose. Or maybe they did find what they were looking for and killed him. I'm really not sure. Problem is, Illithid mind flayers are dangerous in their own right. And now they have access to a power that they don't understand.
Those red things that they were hurling at us.
Humomancy, yes. It's a different form of magic. Very old. Very few people know it. And that tome that they took gives them access to things that could be very detrimental
Could
to a lot of
the
people.
tome teach them to do abilities like that?
Well, you told me that they were, or Lex here asked me if I taught them, so my guess is they have access to those abilities, which means they have already learned from somewhere else. I don't know where, and I don't know how, but this tome that I was looking for would give them even more power with blood magic, which was why I was looking for it, so that I could keep it safe and make sure the wrong hands do not get it. I was trying to see if I could get a trail from his body, but other than leaving behind their progeny, it will be difficult for me to figure out exactly where they might be.
So,
Blood can only tell so much. Unfortunate. We're in a bad situation here. Yeah, no shit, Sherlock. You fucking allowed your magic to be, what, given to the masses? I didn't allow anything. Shouldn't you be in your castle somewhere, anyways? I go where I please. You know this. Look, Mr. Cineric, Peregrine, I'd steer clear of this if I were you. And I'd be very careful. Illithid are by nature dangerous.
oh, we've definitely learned that already.
Illithid that know hemomancy. I shudder to think of what they could do with it. If you see any more signs on your journeys, please contact me. I wish to take care of this, but I am limited in my scope of being able to find the trail that they've left behind. So I wouldn't rush into anything if you see anything, but that's just me telling you that.
Does he seem on the up and up about like?
Go ahead and make an insight.
Yeah, I was like, wait,
On the up and up about what?
That he wants to, keep this.
Yeah. Go ahead and make an insight.
13.
He's very hard to read.
Yeah, I
And
kind of figured.
He's interesting now that you look at him. He's got white hair, these like blood red eyes, quite pale, but very regal looking. Seems to carry himself with confidence and poise. Seems unflustered by almost everything. Even all of you kind of stepping inside and interrupting him. But yeah, you're not really sure. Well, I don't believe there's anything more to go over, and there's nothing left here to be dealt with, so if you'll excuse me, I'm going to take my leave. And he begins to walk past you.
Okay.
Excuse me, miss, if you could.
Yeah, I will step out of his way. And I'm watching
And he just
Lex for her reaction.
You just see a scowl on her face as she watches him go. And he leaves.
You see him outside?
You do not.
He
never
just
see the
poofed.
You never see the door open. Yep. Great. Well, this is just great.
So,
Who was that?
same question.
One of the original practitioners of blood magic. He's been around probably 1,000 years, maybe more. I don't know. Generally, he spends his time in his castle in the Free Kingdoms as the leader. Sometimes he spends time in Atril as well as a wealthy socialite because he has ties in many different places. I'd be careful with him. I don't.
Yeah.
He generally. He's not big on giving his talents to lots of people, but he's also not the most kind-hearted person in the world.
I mean, he doesn't
Right.
strike me as outright evil, but rather someone that would do whatever means necessary to accomplish what they're after. Sounds in this case he's after his tome.
Depends on your definition of evil and what evil is. But no, he's not.
The lines are often blurred.
He's not the type of person who's trying to murder a whole bunch of people for no reason. No.
Right.
But he doesn't care about a lot of people, and he'll do, like you said, if something gets in his way, he's not worried about it all that much.
That could potentially mean, if these illithids are a problem, he could be a tool to be used in dealing with that.
Well, he probably wants that taken care of, so I would, as much as I hate to say it, let him know if you get any more signs of this stuff.
Right.
I'm just... Illithid are a connected species. Very hive mind.
So everyone knows everything.
In a sense. Dependent on how their colony has set itself up, I guess. But if they've got these secrets on top of the abilities that they already have, that could be problematic. So I wouldn't rush into anything on your own. If you, see any more of this. It's just one more thing to fucking worry about. Great. As if we didn't have enough.
Now, could the effects of this blood magic cause different things to happen? Maybe necessarily good things? Or is it just something...
Blood magic is a type of magic. And there are parts of it that can be used for positive things. It's not all, again, just to kill people or...
Wondering if maybe some of the information in that tome, got into the hands of one of the people seeking it anyways, and maybe that helped to result in some of the things we're seeing around the city.
Oh, I don't think they're related, to be honest. Blood magic. I'm not a magic person, but whenever I've come into contact with blood magic, it's generally not used for that kind of stuff.
This seems totally different, to be honest.
Oh.
It's a form of necromancy, really.
Right.
Blood magic. But it's like I said, it's not all negative uses, and it's usually pretty hush-hush, and most of the time I've not seen it outside of the Free Kingdoms because, again, Vicar keeps it pretty locked down in Valheim, and only wants people he's approved to be able to wield it.
Right.
I mean, that's not necessarily a bad thing to keep a dangerous tool. in
No, I
limited
agree.
hands.
I mean, I'm that's okay. I don't like him because I don't like a lot of things that he does. We generally have opposing views on a lot of things, but I agree that this is bad, and I'm kind of pissed that it's happened. He was supposed to keep all of this stuff locked down. I'm not sure how he fucking lost his books or whatever.
So was
now-
the tome originally his, or was this supposed to be like a new
I don't know.
acquisition?
His or his masters or whoever he learned from. I don't know the whole history. Just know my
Right.
dealings with him. And generally most are not pleasant. So
Yeah, he seems to be less than
Asshole.
pleasant. Yeah, that's the word.
anyway, there's nothing we can do for Kelvor now. He's dead. And now we have this to worry about. So all right, well, you did what I asked you to do. Let's get the fuck out of here. And
That
done with
was
this. And Lex heads back around to the front door.
yeah, I go with her.
And once there, looks out, takes a peek. Oh yeah, no problem. Looks, makes sure the coast is clear, and lets the two of you go first.
Mhm.
And as you rush out and cross again towards the other side of the street, she follows behind, closing the door behind her, and meeting up with the rest of you.
Okay.
And you all,
The whole time they're all in the house, Baltame and Quinn are going to have the debate of, is a hot dog a sandwich?
I mean, it's between two pieces of bread, so yeah.
But it's not a sandwich though. A sandwich implies separation.
But if you eat it like this, it's a sandwich.
I don't think it is. No, it's like it's a sausage roll.
and
Well,
and you guys
so-
are, as you're having this, you
Oriana's
eventually
just sitting
see.
there going, "Save me, somebody!" save me."
Yeah, at this point you see rushing across Cynric and Peregrine as they meet up with you, and then you see Lex come rushing in after. Well, we're done here.
Did you find him?
Yeah, he's dead.
Yeah.
Oh,
Well, not
It's,
no good.
that's unfortunate.
Yeah.
Worse than that.
It's worse
Oh,
than that.
It's a little more to it.
Oh, okay. Should we leave and talk? Walk and talk?
It sounds like a longer conversation we want to have in the middle of the road.
Yeah. We can start walking back.
DM, his name was Vicar von Amaranth.
Amarath, yeah.
Amaranth. Okay.
Wikar. His first name, Von.
Oh, so it's Wikar or
yeah,
Vikar?
Vikar. That's how you say it. Vikar.
Okay.
But it's
W-Y.
W-I-K-A-R.
W-I-K-A-R. Okay.
Car.
And then the
On
last name is
Amarath.
A-M-E-R-A-T-H. Amarath.
Okay. I had that completely jacked up. Awesome.
Vikar von Amarath.
I had it only slightly jacked up. Yay for me.
But yeah, you guys start heading back. Lex is just like lost in thought. She's just grumbling. But eventually, you all get back to the inn. And she just says, okay, well, you did what I asked. So that's one down. Well, two now. It's just two more.
Yeah.
Glad to
No, no.
help. Wish it had turned out differently.
Yeah. Sorry for your
Obviously.
Well,
loss.
I mean, it's less. I mean, it sucks that Kelvor's dead, but anyway.
mean,
I
Rest is
will.
worse.
I'm sure we'll see each other again at some point, but I have things to do, so
Favors
Right.
aside, I mean, if we can be of help anymore with this, I mean, reach out and ask us.
again, my whole thing would be if you get any wind of any of this anywhere,
Mm-hmm.
let me and him know.
Right. Okay.
I wouldn't rush in on your own unless you're forced to, because you're going to be in a
Absolutely
bad
not.
situation.
Absolutely not.
And did Lex explain all of?
No, she didn't say anything.
No, we'll explain
Yeah.
after. We didn't want to talk about it out on the street.
But good luck with whatever the rest of your stuff in the city is, and I'm sure we'll see
Yeah.
each other again in River End.
Yeah.
Right.
Whenever we finish up here, I believe that's our next stop. So
Good.
we'll let you know when we get there.
Have a good night. And
Good
she
cheers,
turns.
I suppose.
She turns and heads back towards the Prime District.
Well,
I'm gonna order a drink before anything else.
Okay. Order a drink.
So apparently, as you've heard, he's dead.
Yeah.
Apparently the tome is, well, we don't know exactly where the tome is, but apparently is suspected that I guess the mind flayers might have it,
Right.
and could potentially do very, very bad things.
Bad like how?
well,
A
first
scale
of all,
was not given.
true. First of all, that blood magic, not an illicit thing. Met one of the original practitioners. He was unsettling and kind of scary. And Lex
Oh.
says he's an asshole, and I agree with her.
But he also
Uh.
didn't outright kill us. I mean, he could have obliterated me to nothing when I walked into the room and instead chose to talk.
Well,
So
I
there's
mean,
something to say for that, at least.
I'm not saying that he didn't kill us, but not killing us is a pretty low bar.
Socially
Just saying.
speaking, it's
I mean,
yeah.
the Illithids tried to eat Quinn's head when we first
So
met.
yeah, he's a step above that. So there's that.
On the scale, I mean, I would deal
Right.
with the asshole over the person trying to stick a blade in my back.
Well, I understand that. But I say what I say because he has asked, and Lex says we should, if we come across any more of this blood magic, which is apparently fairly uncommon, and he likes to keep it under wraps, that we let both of them know.
Hmm.
But I wouldn't trust him as far as I can throw him.
Well, that would be. Well, I guess I suppose I could store another sending in your staff, and that would probably be the way we contact him.
Yeah, I mean, if we need to.
Speaking of which, since it's almost time for bed, before I forget, I will touch the staff and cast.
We just put an extra sending in it? Or what we doing?
Actually, Peregrine, would you
What?
prefer sending or the ability to stop magic?
I mean, the truth of the matter is, if I'm in a fight, typically I'm not in a position to use the staff.
True, but
And both you and Baltaim can do that bit, right?
I mean, one more doesn't hurt.
Well, the other thing I could do is I could give you that spell that makes our enemies somewhat like Cinderquas. Thinking everyone around them is an enemy.
Oh,
Well,
You could do
Sending,
that, and then
right.
you could keep focus on it while as an animal.
sending might not be a bad option because, I mean, if we do find anything else out about the mind flayers, I mean,
True, but
It's not
then
like
it'll
Melody
be
can send a message to
Right.
the car.
But we could always do that on the day if needed.
Exactly.
Expend what's in the
Because-
staff, and then just cast it into there, and then she casts it.
Like when I tried to get a hold of Erin. And when we finish her task, I'd like to message her and tell her we didn't need her after all and everything's okay. But I don't want to like hang on to a spell we don't need in my staff like right away. Because I figure if we run into whatever that is, I for one am not rushing into that mess.
Nope.
And I think that we can take the time
Yeah.
to stop and send. And Melody could put it in the staff then. It's probably more useful to give me something like, you know, being able to counter a spell or apparently make all of our enemies think that they have enemies all around them.
So, one enemy at a time, but yes.
Right. But you know what I mean. Why don't we put the ability to counter a spell in it for now?
Okay, if that is what you prefer.
Okay, so you cast counterspell into the staff.
Mm-hmm.
I'll make a note.
Okay. And I believe any spells put in the staff use your DC, Peregrine, or does it use the DC of the caster?
Let me double check.
Can't remember.
Well, does Perry have 20 wisdom? I don't remember.
No, I do not.
No. Okay.
I have 18.
Then it does matter.
Well, your counterspell will be higher anyway. Because
Activating a spell provides the same bonuses and spell DC as the attuned caster's class dictates. So it would be mine.
Yours.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's my DCs. That's fine. Okay.
Okay.
Just make it a staff.
All right.
My counterspell
Yes.
wouldn't be higher, though.
your counterspell is higher because you're a bard.
Yes.
You get
Well, no, counterspell is counterspell.
No, because that's the roll. Like, it's not.
Yeah.
But I wanted to know because when you make the if you counterspell a lower thing and you have to make the roll, it's
Right, it's
your a
sort of
d20
the-
plus
yeah.
your spellcasting modifier.
So
And if it was
for me, it'd
yours,
be-
it would be a
Oh,
plus 5.
so you-
if it was
okay.
Perry's, it would be
It's a plus 4. Yeah.
Right now.
Okay.
Right now.
So you,
That's
you,
why I
you were,
wanted
you were
to.
going off of it uses the. Does it use the DC of the person who put it in, or the?
Yes, exactly. Or does it use the ability of the person who put it in,
I
or
see,
does it use
I
the
see.
ability of? Because there are some items, and I couldn't remember how I wrote that one. But there are some items that say they use the ability of the caster versus the ability of. For instance, if you're using a ring of spell storing,
It's the caster.
it uses the ability of the caster, so that like a fighter could still do like a counter spell or a dispel magic or something like that, and use the casters.
Yep.
Or an enemy's abound, and the DC would be
Yeah.
your DC, so.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. So you've got that. It's pretty late at night at this point.
Yeah, I
as you
imagine.
walked to the Zephyr district and now you've walked back. So, is there anything any of you wish to do before you head to sleep?
I mean, I'll check with Campion, like, as I go up into the room, because I assume he's probably still in there dissecting a brain. Hopefully not on
At
my
this
bed.
point, it's been a few hours.
Yeah,
Campion,
it took us a
after
while.
you finished the skin, is there anything else you would be doing?
How many hours would I have after finishing the scan?
Probably. It would take. It's probably since you finished been about 30 minutes.
Okay.
So what would you have been doing for the last 30 minutes after you'd finished with the? Is there anything specific?
Yeah. So currently, I have brimstone. This is just a DM question. Is it possible for me to carefully deconstruct brimstone and incorporate that into my own crossbow? Or no?
Your crossbow's made magical by your infusion.
Yeah, made magical by my infusion.
So
But I'm
what
not.
would you want to
I'm
do with brimstone?
just high quality parts for my I'll just break it down and just make my personal one just sturdier, if possible.
You want to destroy a magical item
Yes.
to make your
Well, his item's not technically magical; it's mundane. He makes it
mundane.
But he
magical
just
with
makes it
the
magical.
It sounds like he just wants to add like brimstone on
So,
it to make it
onto
like
it, yeah.
look better. His,
Well, no, I
but
just
you
want to
do
make it
know
as
Brit- like,
sturdier.
the thing is
I know.
brimstone
I
is
won't make it
literally
magical.
just sulfur. Like that is what brimstone is.
Oh, is it just a crossbow made out of sulfur?
So you want it you want to add rotten eggs to your crossbow, basically.
Got
Like,
you. Okay, I thought
Brimstone is
this
literally just an alternative name for sulfur.
yeah.
It's literally what it is.
Well, no,
brimstone is.
the crossbow.
Like when we say fire and brimstone, it's just like it's literally sulfur.
So
No.
the magical crossbow is made of brimstone, of sulfur.
No, the
That's
name of the magical. Oh, you want to break down the
Yeah,
crossbow
yeah, the item.
brimstone?
Break
I
down
thought you
the
meant
crossbow.
that's
no,
a magical.
No,
I thought you meant like actual brimstone. I was like, brimstone
no,
is just
no.
sulfur.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. The magical item. You in 30 minutes.
Well, no, just attempt, like just start.
He wants to know if
starting.
it's possible.
Yeah, I just want to know if it's possible.
You know that it is. You'd have to transfer for an enchantment from one thing to another, and if you transferred an enchantment
that would make the
to
item.
your,
That'd make my.
it would
current
make
one
your
magic.
item one. It would probably cost a lot and take a lot of time, but it would
Yeah.
also make your crossbow magical, which then you wouldn't get.
Which
the infusion.
I'm not trying to make it magical.
So
I'm
no,
saying
you cannot add any magical properties to your crossbow.
No, I'm not trying to add any
No,
magical
he
properties.
wants to literally break down the magical crossbow
Yeah.
to use it for parts.
Is
to
it a
make
nicer
the
crossbow?
I mean, it's a
It's
magical
magical.
item, so it's quite
Yeah.
nice. Yeah.
No, but are the parts are they premium parts?
Yeah, they're
It's a magical
enchanted,
item.
so
They're
they cannot
magical,
be. I mean, it's very difficult to destroy a magical
Yeah.
item.
Breaking
Okay.
the parts means you kind of break the
But
item.
I will say this: from your infusion, like what you do to
Yes.
your crossbow does essentially kind of the same thing. Like your crossbow still stays like pretty pristine and
Okay.
and in good condition as it is right now.
Got you. Okay, cool. I was
So
just
there's
wondering. I
nothing
was like,
wrong with your. But if you wanted to break down brimstone just to like add some of the aesthetics to it, you're welcome to try and do so.
okay.
You know that I will say you're welcome to do that. You do that.
but it won't add the
will
enchantment. I know.
It won't add the enchantment, and it will likely destroy
Destroy brimstone.
The
whatever
magical item. Yes.
the magical item is.
which
so
we could
you're welcome
which
to
we
do that
could sell.
Yes.
for aesthetic
cash
value
money.
if you want to.
Yes.
We
But
could sell for
it's
cash money.
and see in Campion's mind, it's like cash
Yeah.
money.
So is that
or
what you want to? Is that what you
Or
want to start
check out
doing?
my-
Is that what you want to start?
crossbow.
Is that what you want to
We
start
could-
doing? Is
But we could go to like a blacksmith to pimp his crossbow.
so
with,
like yeah,
True.
because you know that like it's quite beautiful. Like
Yeah, it's a
looking
quite
at brimstone,
beautiful,
it has like the phoenix feather embedded in like the
Yeah.
stock, and so if
Yeah.
you want to pull that off and like use that stock for your crossbow, you can.
I'm gonna keep that in the back of my mind. I just wanted
Okay.
to see if I could.
Yeah, you look
But,
at it and you can
yeah.
dismantle it. You know that once you
Yeah.
start doing that, you will break the enchantment on it.
Yeah.
And that will, change the item. But you
Cool
know
beans.
that yes, if you wanted to like start taking apart like the stock and the sight and things like that and start using some of those parts on yours, you are welcome to do so.
But yeah, I only have 30 minutes.
So I'll say
anyway.
30 minutes.
Ugh.
As
I'm-
you're walking in Sinric, you
Yeah.
see Campion kind of like looking over Brimstone as he's kind of like looking at the different parts of it and kind of taking stock of how it's constructed and things.
Do you really think it wise to do what I think you're about to do?
Campion, as he says something, he's like Campion just like, oh, sorry, you're back. How was it?
Well, our favor's complete.
Okay, cool.
Do you find anything about your skin?
Yeah. It's not necrotic in any way, or from what I can tell. It seems like there's an effect that's causing, like, my epidermis to, constantly heal itself. It's kind of like how scabs are, but it keeps adding more and more scabs to the affected area.
in the surrounding area of the affected area. It's practically harmless, but if it were to seep into the inner organs, it could cause major damage. So far, I don't think it's anything nefarious, but I do think, right, if I could supplement the effect of increased regeneration within the body without any of the stupid side effects, this could be very revolutionary.
So all I understood is heal really fast.
Yes.
I'm gonna go look at his
Wolverine.
face where he, cut himself.
It's still
Bleeding.
like it's not bleeding anymore. I mean,
Okay.
it would eventually
It's been hours.
after-
Yeah.
It's been hours, and
If you're
pulling
still bleeding
away
now,
the-
then we gotta get you to
pulling
the
away
hospital.
the like.
Yeah.
I would assume. Well, no, Campion doesn't take care of himself really because he's too focused on his work.
Yeah, he's
So
way too
pulling
focused on
away
his
the
work.
the cloth bandage that you like wrapped around his face.
Yeah, it's just nasty.
Yeah, it's like it pulls a little bit on the skin. It's kind of like stuck to it. But eventually you see that it started to like scab over in that area. It looks like it's not over healing now. Seems to be triggered on the initial from what you can see, Sinric, like it's not happening right now.
I mean,
So
it
it's not like
seems
it's not
you're-
like every time he gets cut now he just over
Yeah,
just
and
magically.
it's just that one little burst of what happened in the original bit. Yeah.
So you do still see like quite a wide cut of where he like tore the skin out and like a pockmark indentation where he took the pieces.
Yeah, it's not. Gonna
Seems like
regrow.
you're,
after the original, beginning incident. It doesn't start all over again. It's just the initial incident of increased skin growth, and then yeah. But do the healing effects still work, or was that just a
I mean,
one?
you haven't tried to heal yourself.
Got you. Could I attempt to heal myself right now?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Oh, no.
I'm gonna use
Cure wounds.
first level cure wounds on myself.
Okay, so double.
I'm gonna walk
double
to the
whatever
other side of the
healing
room.
is
Okay.
as you take out one of your like syringes and
Mhm.
into your skin. You heal 18 hit points.
Does it start regrowing with the? Does it start doing the?
I mean, you see that it just the wound heals,
Mhm.
but it doesn't overgrow. It just
Gotcha.
heals like the flesh, and and it seals back together. You think that, dependent, like after feeling it and kind of looking at it, you may have a scar there.
Understood. See, it's not doing the whole thing,
Hey. Yeah,
Yeah,
I mean, I think your hypothesis needs some work there.
it's working theory. But the effects still are active. Do you understand the possibilities, Cedric?
I understand you look like a fungus right now.
I'm a fungus in the pursuit of science, my friend.
It's too late to get my own room.
All right. Any of the rest of you doing anything before you go to bed?
Oh, he's like literally like rooming with Dr. Wiley.
He's gonna wake up in the morning wearing there's a bunch of robots there,
All right. So
all
the rest
named
of you,
something man.
I'll go to bed.
the rest of you, head to your
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I
various
go to bed.
rooms. Get
Going-
yourselves
yeah,
ready
no.
for bed and
Is-
turn in
is-
for the
On that
night
note,
Yeah.
to get your rest for the evening.
Wake up, have breakfast with Cut Man and Dust Man.
Yeah, you have a relatively uneventful night. Rest comes fairly easily. It's been an interesting couple of days, but at least you managed to figure out the issue of this gentleman, and now have one less thing on your plate. You all
Phew.
wake up the next morning. You are long rested. Get all of your stuff back.
Yay.
Half your hit dice, of course, for those of you that use them. And Campion and Peregrine, please make
Yeah.
a Constitution save for me,
Oh shit.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, that's a 9.
Ugh.
Still have the growths.
Yep. All right. That's fine. I mean, it's not fine. It's awful, but it's fine.
Oop. Okay, cool. Yeah, that's
Still have the growths.
13. Cool.
And also, you can't flash a genius that one because this is like a
Yeah, I know.
effect is not-
Yeah, I know.
Where you're unconscious.
Nah.
I guess
okay.
happening while you're
So
sleeping.
you guys wake up, get yourselves ready, head to breakfast, and have the day ahead of you.
Alrighty.
So,
we hit up a shop, buy some stuff for some trekking, and make
Yeah.
for the east.
yeah. Also, maybe we see if we can find something that'll help you see at night. I feel so bad for you, man. Just fumbling around in the darkness constantly.
Mm-hmm.
So is Campion.
I also.
Yeah.
In darkness.
Yeah.
We can
I mean-
for the both of you, but you can do something to fix that sometimes. I think. Can't you?
Yeah, I
Like,
feel
you
like we
make
have
something.
at some point. Right, yeah.
Yeah, you've made things that have done that for you, but you can't have you can't have that all the time. Or if you have it, then you can't share it. And still, I don't know.
Well, actually, I mean, I can.
Oh no, but if you do, then you don't have it for yourself.
Well, I mean, I have several light cubes, but they only, radius of 5 feet. So.
True enough.
Mm-hmm.
But just
I
saying,
think
maybe
you've
something we need
infused.
to-
I think you've infused the goggles though before.
I was like, I felt like
Campion.
you've made
Yeah, but
goggles.
I think
got
he
rid of
did,
the
yeah.
goggles,
I know
though.
you're using all of
yeah.
your infusions, but I think that was what Quinn meant. Is like you could
It
make
is.
an
You
infusion.
could if you
yeah,
wanted.
yeah.
You've
Yeah.
had the goggles before to help yourself see. So I think that's.
It's
what
hard to say magic item stuff because I know the fucking name of these things
Yeah,
as a person,
like-
but like as a character, I'm like, the
Yeah,
thing
well,
that
you've
lets
seen
the
him use
stupid
the
humans
goggles. I mean,
Yeah,
you could.
you've seen my-
You could.
you've seen the
I mean, you've seen him
goggles.
use the goggles before. So,
Yeah.
but yes.
Yeah,
Right,
we should get
so
some of
where are you
those just
heading?
to have around. Yeah, like some shops probably, and see if we can get some various supplies like he was talking about. If there is like a magic shop between here and there that might have goggles of night, see how much they cost, and then to the
How many
overgrowth
shops are you
thing.
heading into?
Not very many because we want to have more of the day. I just mean like wherever he was talking about going and getting supplies, just sort of look around in the area between here
You've
and
been
where we're
in
going.
the
What kind of
potion
supplies?
shop that was
Yeah,
in the
I feel
Searing
like we should go to-
district.
Yeah.
the potion
I
shop,
don't
right?
believe that there was. You were told of anything else. You're kind
Okay.
of heading over to the Zephyr district, which is in the east.
Yeah.
And we went to the Coates Tower before.
Yeah, and they
Which is
didn't
my
seem
thing.
to. If they had anything, they didn't mention it.
No, well, yeah, they're not Goblin Knight, but they have those like.
I believe
Think
the
those are
magical
cool.
shop that you went into was like kind of like a jeweler. And
Yeah.
you saw a few rings there, but you didn't
Yeah.
see Goggles of Night. You could
Okay.
try other districts that you haven't been in yet, but it would take some time.
Yeah, we don't really want to do that. This is just more of a. It's like a wish list item. Like if we see one.
Like
Or
we're
two.
window shopping, like, oh, that was
Yeah.
funny. Yeah.
Yeah, like if
We'll
we're
just
out
give
and
you all
happen
the
to come across
things
them.
for
Yeah.
easy
Yeah, I mean-
pickings.
Yeah.
Well, no, I don't mean like we need to track them down now. I'm just like while we're out, if we
You see a
them,
magic shop.
Yeah,
we
yeah.
should buy them.
If you see
Yeah.
them
Or,
at a
like-
magic shop,
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
I'm
so
just putting
far,
that out there for everybody.
being in the dark hasn't been a huge detriment.
Well, also
Hey.
it's gonna be day, so I'm being.
Yeah, I know. I just mean like in
but
general,
yeah,
we want to do something about it to
the
help them
places
out.
that you've kind of like cataloged in your head that are on the way, you don't get the sense that either of them have had. There's a potential that you could find like an enchanter to make you some, but it would take some time to do.
Yeah,
And money.
and it depends on how much
And
time you
some
want to wait.
Yeah.
yeah, that's true.
Well, we should definitely go to.
You get this. I mean, I will say you get the sense that if you want a specific item,
Yes,
generally that's probably how you're gonna have to request it because
that's fair.
like there are so many different types of enchanters and people across the world like making things.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Like the likelihood of you like running in and like them having like a shelf of night vision,
Yeah.
is not
Mhm.
super high because it's dependent on
Yeah.
what they could sell and what they feel is like worthwhile for an area.
I mean, if we did go to a place and they have a literal shelf full of night vision goggles, I would have to question exactly the kind of clientele to which they cater.
Yeah.
I'm
And
just
start
saying it's like
asking a lot of-
generally most of the magic shops, it's possible you will come across one, but it like given the variety of items just across like various areas,
Mhm.
you get the sense that yes, that's possible. If you really want them and you feel that they are like a necessity for you and your group, it's probably something that you're going to want to commission.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah, I feel like we probably don't want to approach that unless we're getting ready to like venture, say, underground for like a long-term job.
Well,
Yeah,
if she's talking
yeah.
about having to commission them, that's what kind of reason I'm putting out there
Yes,
now.
that's
Is
something,
like,
that's something that we probably need to have done, like when we enter the city, since we'll have a
Yeah.
couple of days to like. Yeah.
or like see how long it
Mhm.
would take, because we're going to spend who knows how long in the library before leaving town.
True.
That could be a thing where, we go in there for a few days of research and then
Yeah.
they're done by the
back
time we
Come
get
out
out,
to
that
hide.
sort of thing. If we literally come to the point where, okay, we have to go do this job underground, if it's time sensitive, we ain't getting no goggles.
Yeah.
But if it's,
Uh-huh.
this would be like a good time if we wanted to try it. Anyway, this is for later.
We should go to the
Mhm.
Lover's Cure.
No. I'm concerned about what you'll do.
We're
How much
cutting
I'm
you
kidding.
off.
Yeah, no.
I mean, he
Yeah.
did make that promise, so
You don't
That-
know that. You don't.
No,
know
we
that.
don't.
All right.
Oh yeah,
so where are
potions
you
and
heading?
such maybe.
The Lover's Cure.
Okay, so
Yeah.
you head there. You see the same lady there that you saw before. Hello. Welcome
Howdy.
back. Is
We
there something I
are,
can do for you?
Yeah,
you
we're
see that
looking.
the free samples are no longer there.
Oh, that's good.
They're all like they're. You see the
Thing is
display
there.
is there, but they're all gone.
Okay.
Had to run on that, I see.
Well, everyone likes 3 things.
Yes, that's quite true.
True.
So,
Um,
what can I do for you?
we're looking currently just for healing potions, perhaps.
I believe you came and did you purchase the ones that we had last time?
I don't know if we did or if we just saw.
I
what
actually
you
don't
had.
remember.
well,
don't
I
know.
honestly don't remember either.
Yeah.
I'm looking in the
Um,
bag of holding.
Yeah, I'm checking.
We
my
have
inventory.
one regular and one greater, so I feel like we didn't, right? We only got
No,
one.
you,
of
I
them.
think
we-
you didn't. Wait, did you use one? No, you didn't.
I
No.
think we
No.
used the healing potion now. Yeah.
So I don't think you did.
I think we literally just like walked in here.
Yeah, you did
like,
your
I
thing,
think
and
Cappy,
then
Cappy wanted
yeah.
a book. I think.
so then she holds out
the
the
book. He
the
wanted
two.
the book.
She holds out the 2. That's right. You purchased the requirements to be able to make healing potions.
Healing potions, that's
Yes.
what it
So she puts out on the counter the 2 greater healing potions, and she says, 300 gold apiece.
was. Okay.
You would like these 2. They're all I have left in stock.
Yeah, I think that's probably a good idea.
Yeah, no, it definitely is.
Okay, so pay the 600 gold, and you get 2 more healing potions, greater healing potions.
Woo!
Cool. We definitely will do that.
Okay.
And I don't know if Baltimore would know necessarily that Quinn's magic does cure diseases, but would maybe something that
I mean, actually,
No.
you would know that.
You would know.
because
He
What?
tried
I
it.
tried to do that, saying that
Okay.
this is a thing that I can do if I
Okay,
dump
okay,
X
okay.
amount of power
He
into
did it
the
on
thing,
tried it on Paragon.
and then it didn't work.
Yeah.
okay,
Like-
okay,
But yeah, no, you would know that because Quinn announced he was attempting it.
okay. Okay. Well, it wouldn't hurt to just have like at least one. Do you have anything that might cure
Sorry,
diseases or poisons?
Not right now. I could make
Okay.
something for you if you need it, but it
Oh.
will take me a day or 2.
No, I don't want to put you out like that.
Very well.
I think we're good with just the potions.
Right. Well. Good luck on your adventures.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, kindly.
Have a good day.
You as well, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
She just smiles at toothy, pointed grin. he watches you leave the shop.
Dope.
Anything else?
Should we divvy up potions before? Or
Might be a good idea, actually.
Yeah, we should have them given out before we get into
Oh,
something
right.
terrible.
Do remember that the healing does affect potions as well. You were told.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I remember.
We remember. We just also remember healing is necessary.
Yeah. I'm just
We
so
also
that you
don't
all-
want to die.
That's fair. Hey, double the healing's nice.
I mean,
Especially on a potion, man.
sacrifices must be made sometimes.
so we have 3 greater, 1 regular. So
You guys are heading towards the east side of the city while you're doing this?
Yes.
yes.
Yeah. I think it'd be a smart idea to give at least one of them to Cynric. That way,
Yeah.
if he's off by himself getting the shit beat out of him, they can.
we'll give Cynic one
Take
the one
himself.
greatest.
I'm sort of going to be operating as like battlefield medic. Might not be
Okay.
a bad idea if I had one. That way I can
Definitely.
either use it for myself or someone else in a pinch if I
Maybe
run out of
the-
spells.
Maybe the regular one? Or do you
That-
want the greater?
It depends on exactly how much you want me to be able to pour into someone or
We'll give you the
myself.
greater. We'll give you the greater.
All right.
Does anyone specifically want one? Okay, I'll take that as a no. I'll take one.
Yeah, I mean, I should be okay.
Okay.
I'll be fine.
All right, I'll take one, and we'll leave the one in the bag, so we'll be Vorion.
Okay.
So I'll take a.
It's me.
I'll take a regular.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. So you got a greater in the bag. All right. So it takes you an hour and a half or so, but eventually you get to the eastern gate.
Cool.
Crap. I just remember something we actually need to pick up. Otherwise, not for me. But would we have passed like I don't know, any kind of say jeweler on the way between places?
There's one in the Zephyr district, the one that you went to before.
Okay. Can we pop in there and see if we can pick up like 300 gold worth of diamond?
Oh yeah.
Yes. You can.
Because
No, yeah, that's important. It's important.
Oh,
Yes,
actually, I
very.
think you went to the other. You went to the. You haven't been to this place. You've been
Okay,
to
cool.
the Enchanter, the Alabaster Tower.
Mhm.
But you are now head to the this plaster wood framed single-story building. It's got a yellow tile roof and these shuttered windows. And as you step inside, it's got these large Persian rugs on the floor and these beaded gems hanging from the rafters. And as you step inside, you see a male half-orc, muscular, but wears like this tight-fitted clothing, leaving very little to the imagination. Long hair with auburn streaks of red, and pulled back with these like violet clips. Has a red beard that's braided and well cared for.
Fancy.
Hello. And how may I help you?
Howdy. We're in the area looking for diamonds, right? About
Diamonds, what's the occasion?
bringing people back from the dead immediately after they fall down.
Spell components.
Of course. So drab. Of course, I've got diamonds of all types and sizes. What are you looking for exactly?
I'll just sort of like make the hand size about
like, yay big.
like 300.
Right. 300.
Yay, big a diamond sort of thing.
I happen to have a 300 gold diamond that you're looking for right here.
Okay.
Fantastic.
Yeah, one's
Right
worth
size.
more.
Of course I do.
Okay.
Why would we need one that's worth more?
I mean, just to have more than one.
Not a bad idea.
Or something larger?
But I mean, we definitely take the one that's worth 300.
Mhm.
We've
Okay.
got
Right.
there. As far as the larger ones, how much do you have? Because we don't need anything that's terribly more than the 300. That's sort of like the sweet spot for the component.
400?
Okay. Doesn't seem too bad.
Which money do we even have right now? Keep forgetting.
Hold on.
We would be okay.
Yeah, looks like. Plus, we're about to do Lord knows what, and maybe
Yeah.
get paid for it.
Maybe.
Maybe.
So 700 for the pair.
700.
Is the diamond the right size before we buy it? Like,
Do you have a
Checking
jeweler's
to make
kit?
sure we're not getting an upcase.
make a what?
Do you have a jeweler's kit?
No. The answer is no.
Not.
I mean, you get the sense that, like, this is a merchant.
Yeah, like why would he like?
Probably
Yeah,
not
that's-
gonna lie on
Lie,
the
yeah.
like the maybe would upsell on the like higher diamonds, but it seems like being fairly honest. Like
Okay.
you're getting
Oh, cool.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm okay with making this work.
okay. So give
All
the
right.
700 gold, and you get a 300 gold and a 400 gold diamond.
And do you happen to buy gems too, or you just sell?
I'll
them?
put those in my bag.
It depends on the gems. Do you have something that you'd like to show me?
Well, we have a
Don't we
crap
have a
ton of
bunch?
gems. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so you like lay them out.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're able to sell them off for at cost.
Okay.
Cool.
Awesome.
2,000.
Well, it's 2,000
Oh,
gold
gems and
gems
antiques.
in
Yeah.
antiques.
So maybe half of that is gems.
Yeah,
there?
you'll probably
So
get
1,000?
like say 1,000.
Okay.
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 So
Note to self: find an antique store after the thing we're doing.
Yeah.
I mean, if
So
you
we
want,
only-
I mean, if you want to have gone on your way, like I'll just say like easily enough,
Could've
you
sold
found
them.
something to sell
Okay.
them. So
Yeah,
take the
we
Okay.
found an antique store. It happened.
Okay.
That shit's canon.
Cool.
I mean, it's a big enough city, so. easy enough.
UVC Roadshow,
Mm.
D&D
Oh.
edition.
All right. So you finished your shopping. You are at the Eastern Gate.
we'd be up there.
Oh,
I'm sorry,
right,
now I can't stop
it's-
thinking of the Antiques Roadshow.
It's,
Like someone's
open right
looking at
now.
an antique chest. It's a mimic.
We still
Right.
have a ring in here. Is
Okay.
that the ring we identified?
I think you
assume so.
identified like everything.
Wait,
Like
if
you
it's
and
Yeah,
Jacob.
leather. Okay,
I
because the
took
leather
that.
armor is the armor I'm wearing. The ring is the
Ring of
warmth.
cold.
ring
Yeah.
of
Yeah.
warmth. And
Ring
then the
warmth.
heaviest
You get- yeah.
crossbow is
But
brimstone.
Yeah, you
Champion
guys
talked that
gave
took
me
the
the
ring,
ring
I
of
think.
warmth.
Yeah.
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 So he has
Yeah.
brimstone and the ring of warmth. So.
Okay.
And I have the
I'm
armor.
removing them.
Yeah. No, we're good.
Yeah, I have. Yeah.
All right.
And did anybody add the 2,000 gold yet?
Yeah, I just changed the gold number. We're, yeah.
Okay. Then
We're,
I'm
we're
gonna
up
move the
1,300 because it was 700.
All right. So you're at the Eastern Gate.
Mhm.
Right now it's open. There's a couple of guards just standing there watching as a few people walk to and from.
Do we want to like weigh down a guard, see if we can
Yeah, I think
It
that's.
doesn't
a
look like
good
anyone's
idea.
stopping anyone from going anywhere.
commission ourselves? Can we commission ourselves? Is that something we can do?
I don't know about that. I think.
I
Would
mean,
you
I
like-
did find out that the temple would possibly compensate us.
Right,
for
but can we just
finding-
like, hey, we're gonna go out there for you? Can you?
I think we can tell them that's what we intend and try to
Okay.
get some more specific information from folk who are actually over here in the middle of it.
Yeah,
Okay.
I don't think we can like be like, hey, we're going over there. Pay us, please.
That's what. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think we can just go money, please, and then they'll just start giving it up because we're heading out there. But no, getting a more informed bit of information from folk that are here, that is actually quite a good idea.
Yeah.
Yes. Like walk up to the guards that are
Uh-huh.
by the gate. Pardon me. We were
Yeah?
actually looking to head out towards the overgrown area.
Well, good
See
luck.
if there's. Yeah, that's what we're hearing. We're looking to see if we can maybe help out with the problem over there.
Well, that'd be nice, but it's gonna be hell trying to get through there. No one's made it through. We've just been making sure it gets cut back and doesn't get any further than it already has.
Right.
Right.
For whatever's been going on with it, do you know if there's anything in there that's come out, or is it all just plant upon plant upon plant?
So far, it's just vines and plants and trees.
Okay.
If there's wildlife in there, it's staying in there. But, I mean, that was generally the same before all of the overgrowth happened. Most wildlife doesn't want to come close to a city. They tend to stick to their own territories.
That's quite true. If
You,
it does, then you got a problem.
Exactly.
You aware of
Something
any
else scaring it out.
Right.
any wildlife that was in there previously? Anything dangerous out there that was out there?
Normal
previously?
jungle, you know,
Okay.
some plants that you probably want to avoid. Obviously beasts
Right.
of various natures.
I'm gonna say a couple of words, and you let me know if they're something. Corpse flower.
There might be some of those out there. Yeah.
All right, good. You do know what those are. Shit. So they
I
might
mean,
need them too.
they're pretty native to most of the jungle in Izel, so yeah.
Right.
So if we smell death, I mean, at least we know how to deal with them now.
I mean,
That's true.
that death gets reseeded into new life. So
Yeah.
Very true.
Maybe not kill all of them, just the ones that come out.
well,
I
I
do
mean,
appreciate
obviously,
their,
if something attacks you, you got to defend
Yeah.
yourself. But all I'm
Yeah.
saying is they're
Their
there for a
purpose.
reason.
Yeah, and while I do appreciate their role in the circle of life, I would like them to not try to make me part of said circle.
Exactly.
At the
well,
part where
if
like
you
my
smell
portion ends and then becomes like ant
rot,
food.
then just keep an eye out for hiding flowers.
You smell rot, time to trot. I remember that's a rhyme I
There
made
you
up.
go.
All right.
What efforts is the working to keep it at bay, no growth at bay for you?
He points, and you actually see various like people along the edge of like maybe a few hundred feet away, and you see them working in some fashion. But you gather he's pointing towards obviously guard who are helping cut down the overgrowth.
Okay.
As you can see, we're just trying to keep it back, make sure that it doesn't hinder our movements to and from certain areas around the city that we still want to be able to travel to.
Right. And do you know about how far out this is going? That it's a problem, like
No idea. We just know that it started showing up, and we started cutting it back, and then it was growing faster than we could cut it, and that's when we had to call in help from the other districts to make sure that it doesn't go any further than it already has.
Yeah,
Right.
I see that.
So how deep it goes, I'm not sure. It could just be surface level. It could just be like an area of this frontage, and it only goes in so far, or it could go for miles. I don't really know. We haven't had a chance to, again, make it through it. Everything kind of happened so quickly. One day we noticed it was looking overgrown. We started cutting it back, and we thought, okay, that was good enough. And then over the course of a week, it grew
Right.
way more, and it's growing pretty fast now, and we just want to make sure that it stays at its current level.
Right. All right. Well, anybody else think of anything on this? Because I think we may have about all we can get.
Just be aware if you're going out that way,
Mhm.
wherever it's grown, it may be hard to figure your way through. We used to have obviously like certain paths that we would guard and traverse and keep an eye out for as we like walked through the forest. I don't know if you're going to be able to find those. So just Keep your wits about you.
Right.
Mhm.
And you're going to want some kind of cutting implement.
Hmm.
Okay.
I only brought the hammer. We only got some people with swords and sharp
That should be
things and
fine.
such.
Just be aware.
Right.
Some of the growth back to make your way through.
All right.
Question: have you tried doing a controlled burn?
How would we control a burn that wouldn't take out the entire jungle around us and potentially our city? In order to, if we started a forest fire or a jungle fire, first of all, it might not work, given that this is a very a very temperate, moist climate.
Mm.
So setting the growth on fire would probably take a while to happen. But once we did, trying to control that with how close everything is would probably be pretty difficult.
Yeah.
And if we wanted to control it so severely that we only burned certain portions and used water-based magics or something like that to like control those areas, we'd probably burn it as fast as we cut it. So we wouldn't be in any better place than we currently are.
Right. That makes sense, actually. I mean, we've done that
Yeah.
sort of thing where I'm from.
And burning it would probably be worse for the air around us and the people who are in the area than if we just cut it back. Because the cut back brush, we can at least leave it on the ground as fertilizer for the next plants. I mean, we don't want to, I know they're overgrowing, but we don't want to harm the ecosystem as much as possible.
Mm.
Also,
But I get where you're coming from. Yeah,
Yeah,
we've
there
thought
is
about
wildlife
it,
in
but I just
there.
don't know. Like, in order to burn away this much brush, we'd have to have a massive fire. And at that point, I don't think, even with magic, we'd be able to control it fast enough to stop it spreading way too far.
if there is wildlife in there, they would be trapped.
And that's another, we'd be destroying
Yeah.
habitats and things like that. So
Yeah, that sort of thing only works in
it is
certain
something we're
situations.
seriously considering, though, at this point, given how things are getting. So, I mean, we're starting to try and figure out ideas because this is getting a bit much.
Well, maybe if we once we go in there, maybe be able to see
If you're
or
able
help
to
in some way.
find out what's going on or see how far it goes, that'd be great.
Oh,
Just be careful. We don't want to send. We've been very careful about keeping it cut back, and we're seriously thinking about who we want to send in there, because we want to make sure that whoever it is safe. We don't want to send anyone in there to get hurt.
Hopefully we won't
perfectly
be getting-
understandable.
So be
Hopefully we
careful.
won't be getting ourselves hurt while we're
Yeah.
in there, and we can help solve this problem for you.
Okay.
If you can find anything, we'd appreciate it.
Oh, we're gonna do our best.
Happy to help.
Just be careful. Right, so you guys start heading out towards that sort of tree line.
Yeah. Yeah,
Mhm.
as we're walking, I have several spells prepared for dealing with this sort of thing. I prepared to speak with plants. Maybe we can get something out of that.
Mm-hmm.
Because I can also sort of ask the plants to sort of make way a little bit to let us through.
How long did you do that for?
10 minutes at a time. I can also I prepared the spell that lets people move more freely. I mean, it won't help with the rough terrain, but it will in case somebody gets tangled.
Hmm.
That's good. Don't you have,
I think freedom of movement does ignore rough terrain, doesn't it?
that's right. I think it
Yes, it does.
does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Movement is unaffected by difficult terrain.
Exactly.
So,
Yeah.
Nice.
I completely glossed over that and went directly to cannot be grappled.
Yeah, you can't be grappled or restrained, but you also aren't
Rough terrain,
affected by
yeah.
any kind of difficult terrain, and your speed can't be reduced.
Right.
How
And
do
By
you do that?
anything. So, like, even if you're slowed, your speed
Yeah.
can't be reduced.
Speaking
Yeah.
reduced.
Nice.
I can
Do
do
you,
that and not have to focus on it.
You have like a ring or something that does some of the plants, or
No.
necklace?
That's animals.
No? Animals. Okay.
Yeah, I have, and I,
Okay.
the other thing I have, And actually, it's funny that Campion brought up the controlled burn. I prepared Flaming Sphere, which means I basically can take a ball of fire and control it. And maybe, if somebody else has some water to keep, the whole terrain from catching on fire, can, try to burn our way through a little bit if necessary.
Yeah, I used to be able to do that. Can't, though.
But that I kind of would like to save as a last resort, as I don't want to catch the entire area on fire.
Yeah, that is definitely not optimal. How many times can you do that thing where we can move more freely?
Yeah, it's big magic. I can only do it twice, and it lasts an hour.
Mm.
I mean, that's super big magic.
So we could probably do it only if we're running into that problem.
Yeah, only if I feel like we're not moving at all. And the problem is I can only do that for 2 people. Because I don't have to concentrate on it, but it's a lot of magic.
Right. All right. I mean, I think if you want to try and, have a chat with the plants and see if you can get them to get out of our way, we can try and go ahead and make our way in as is. And then maybe you can ask them what's going on, what's making them grow so much, where it's coming from, maybe.
Well, one thing I would like to do is see if we can get a cutting before we go in.
Yeah, I feel sort of bad talking to the plants and then cutting them down if they can't do nothing.
I mean,
might be me.
I try not to think about it myself.
Yeah, I don't usually think about it, but I haven't met Perry before, and now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's limited sentience in animation. It's not like making them into puppies.
No, I got that. I mean, I just was.
I understand.
Feels kind of bad.
I understand. But I'd like to take a cutting or two and see if I can maybe look and see if anything looks off about the stuff.
Well, I'm sure you'll have plenty of fodder from where they're already cutting. Once we get,
I would like a fresh cutting.
Yeah.
Actually,
that's what I'm saying. They will be freshly cutting things. I'm sure you can grab something easy.
Right.
All right. So you guys head forward to towards the tree line, and as you begin to get close and start to think of how you're going to traverse this strange and unnatural overgrowth, that's where we'll end tonight's session.
Woo!
Dope.
Good session.
Good session. Good team.
Yeah.
So,
we did well.
We accomplished some things. We did some smart stuff for a change.
Baltame and I
Real
just
stuff.
settled that whole is a hot dog a sandwich conversation. Yeah. Quinn's not giving up. It is not a sandwich.
It's totally a sandwich.
So,
burn in hell. It's not a sandwich.
You finished your favor. And now we'll see what the next area holds. But thank you, everyone who stuck with us and watched. We appreciate you very much. And thanks for sticking with us and coming back after our 2-week absence of not running. If you enjoyed the session, please share with your fellow D&D lovers. The best way to help a stream grow is to spread the word. And remember, folks, it's nice to be important, but it's more important to be nice. Have a great Friday. Make good choices. And we hope to see you back here next week. See you later.
Bye.
Have a good night.
Bye, everybody.
Peace.
Progress.
We didn't die.
Yay.